What's up, guys? Welcome to the Jason J. Daniels Show. We're going to have a blast tonight. We've already got people jumping in the chat. We are live on TikTok, and we are live on YouTube. Caitlin Clark was an animal. As you can see, my inspiration was, it was like the Infinity Goat. It was just like the gauntlet, right? Broke the curse, man. It was pretty dope. Right now, we've got Moonlight, Desiree, Super General, Mitch Martin. Thanks for joining. Let's see here. I'm very happy we won too. Guys, we have Desiree in the chat. She is the goddess of the chat. Desiree, you're amazing. Thank you for all the hard work you're doing. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you can join the chat. So on TikTok, you've got the little TikTok box I'm in, but on YouTube, there's a larger screen with more graphics. So if you want to jump to YouTube, we are live on YouTube. It's Jason J. Daniel. You can see it there. I'm Coach Goat on TikTok, and real Jason J. Daniel, but Jason J. Daniel everywhere else. So let's just jump into it. And she had the flu. Somebody who had the flu? Gina Jaggers, who had the flu at halftime? I didn't see that. And she helped Mitchell get her 5,000th career point. That's right, Moonlight. Record-breaking night for the Fever when it comes to Kelsey Mitchell. We'll just get into the breakdown now that you guys are crashing in. We're in triple digits on views. Guys, thanks for hanging in there. Our goal tonight, what do we do? We did like 4 or 5 subscribers last time. Our goal, I'm not able to put it on the screen. I tried. TikTok Studio's been weird today. It is what it is. Our goal is 5 new subscribers. So Desiree will keep track of that. She's the goddess of the chat. We'll get into it. The Fever, I thought, were cursed. I was very concerned about the curse that the Fever were dealing with. It happened last year. Caitlin got hurt. It was a disastrous season for her. Now, the Fever did make it very deep in the playoffs, but they just flatlined. And it was kind of a wasted season because Caitlin wasn't really able to be Caitlin. We didn't see a full year of her healthy with Steph White. And but we're seeing something nice. What I saw tonight was wonderful. I was just so excited. I was kind of scared like you guys were. But we were able to make it happen. So I'm watching the chat at the same time and I'm trying to interact. So Moonlight says, I know I went back out. Okay, so she had a hoarse voice. Okay, are we talking about a player here? Tell me what we're talking about. Johnny Bravo, we always have those guys in the chat. Thank you for joining. Yeah, there was a curse. You must not understand sports because the Fever were cursed last year, and this was a cursed weekend. It was insane. Everything went wrong for the Fever, but Caitlin Clark got mad. That's what I saw. I saw her get back to the old Caitlin Clark. She was making fun of the refs. She even did this fake celebration when she finally got a foul, which is really cool. She was getting into it with the refs. She was being chippy. She was just doing her thing. And then she blew up and had that moment, right? Whenever Caitlin Clark blows up, that moment hits where she's like a 3 or 2 threes and an assist, rebound, steal, like that moment. It's 30 or 40 seconds, maybe a minute of her just going coast to coast and being this villain and a factor. Once that hits a team, they're usually finished. It's pretty cool. So it was really cool to see that. Now, guys, I zoomed in. By the way, on TikTok, I zoomed in on my screen. So if it's a little tight, just let me know. We'll try to fix it. We're trying to make this better as we go. Thanks for the hearts, guys. We were at 137 hearts. I really appreciate that. And I got a couple of gifts, which is sweet. If you'll notice, TikTokers, there's a little gift goal. I don't even look at how much they cost. I just pick them to be part of our theme. So if they're too expensive, it's fine. Not hurt my feelings. But if you want to hook me up, that's cool. Let's see here. She win one regular season game, and now a curse is broken. Yeah, Johnny, listen to what you wrote, okay? She won one that's right. She did it. She put the team on her back, and that's what I saw. You obviously are a casual fan, and that's okay. We're here for you. I have turned a new leaf, guys. Last year, I would have yelled at Johnny. This year, I'm embracing you with the love of the Fever. Thanks for watching. Guys, I'm simulcasting on YouTube and TikTok. Last night's simulcast was crazy. By the end of the night, we broke 1,000 views on YouTube. So that replay, 1,000 views, And then we did really well on the TikTok as well and met our goals. And we're in double digits on the viewers. Thanks, guys. And then I think we got like 30. I got 30 followers overnight, followers with you guys, and then followers that were just watching my TikTok. So thank you. We were really concerned last night. If you want to watch that, go to the archive. You will see how concerned we were. I was very concerned that there was a curse and that Caitlyn was going to go into injury again and that the drama was just too much. And Sophie Cunningham's coming out and saying there was a secret meeting, which was crazy. I researched that today. She even came out yesterday or the day before and said, our team, in so many words, Sophie said, our team is too dumb to play more than one defensive scheme. I was shocked, but we saw some dope defense, right? We saw some really cool defense. Guys, we're in triple digits on the views. Thank you. We're almost at 1,000 hearts. Thank you. Moonlight said, I'll rewatch on YouTube. Have a great stream. Thank you, Moonlight. I really appreciate it. You can, we will think good thoughts about you. Yeah. So Jason J. Daniel, follow me and subscribe anywhere on your socials. But if you want to go to YouTube and watch it, you see the full screen. Like on TikTok, you can't see, I have a graphic here and to subscribe and all that. So, you get the bigger picture. It's like, that whole, what do you call it? The horizontal box. So guys, thanks for following on YouTube. You guys, I can also see the chat on YouTube, so feel free to comment. Its comments will turn into a chat. Also, we had, I think, 4 subscribers on YouTube, so our goal is 5. Thanks for subscribing, guys. We appreciate it. No subscribers yet on TikTok, but we appreciate you guys for watching. I love you guys coming back. So the Fever crushed the dream. We're going to recap. And I wanted to get on because this was an important game. I'm not going to recap every game, but I want to recap the ones that we're very emotional on. It was really fun. Kelsey Mitchell outscored Caitlyn, but that's okay because Caitlyn was leading the team. She was driving the car. She was getting the heat. And did you notice? This is interesting. There's a lot of things I noticed with the broadcast. Did you notice that Stephanie White did not have any camera time for almost the entire first quarter? That was really crazy to me. I don't know if that means a lot, but the first time she got on camera was a foul really quick. And then the real major camera time she had was when we saw the chest bump that broke the curse. It was pretty crazy. Caitlyn goes in and chest bumps Stephanie White and gives her a hug. I saw that. Obviously, we saw it go down on Amazon Prime, when it was happening in real time. You could see the side of Caitlyn. Oh, we got a subscriber. Thank you, guys. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. I'm going to try to figure out who you were. Hold on here. Let's see here. Try to figure out who subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I guess I couldn't tell me who subscribed. No, here we go. Here we go. I'm trying to find it. You guys are amazing. Let's see here. Johnny, I'm missing some of your chats. You said 17 points on 17 shots. Look, you're just, here's the thing, Johnny, I'm not going to respond to you tonight because you're just trying to be that guy and it's fine. Thanks for watching. You can watch, but you're not being constructive and we're trying to enjoy this. So thank you. What you're saying is nonsensical and you're not really a legit fan. You're casual, but that's okay. I'm here to educate you. So the chest bump that changed the future, it saved the season. It was really dope. We had Angel. I'll give you my little breakdown. Then I actually will break the game down and kind of go through it a little bit. We had Angel Reese show up just being really terrible. It's almost to the point of being really pathetic. It's pretty clear that the coach of the Dream understands he's just got to put up with this person. She had 5 or 6 turnovers or something. It was really bad basketball. She actually had one basketball move against Aliyah Boston I thought was interesting, but she was just a disaster. And that's all I'm going to say about her. She doesn't deserve my time anymore. I'm not going to do any more TikToks about her. I'm just not into the whole charade anymore. I'm not even mad about it. It used to make me mad, but it doesn't matter anymore. Guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it in double digits. Almost 1,000 hearts. We're live on YouTube at the same time. If you're watching on YouTube, we're simulcasting on TikTok, and that's the chat that I'm reading. Love the silly chest bump. It was good to see a lighter side of them both. Yeah, right. It was pretty crazy. And that was I actually think that's the moment that everything is fine. Now, I still think Stephanie White will probably get fired at the end of the season. It's just the way it goes. Guys, thanks for watching on YouTube. I see you guys live on YouTube. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get 5 new subscribers on YouTube tonight. So thank you. Actually, my goal is 8, but I'll take 5. I know it's weird math. But that was a really fun chest bump. The chest bump to save the season. That's what I thought. I was like, this chest bump just saved the season. I really think that they were at odds. And I also think Caitlyn sat on May the 20th to send a message. That's why it got really controversial. And then they got rid of the dude that was a sports beat writer because he knew the truth, and I think he probably leaked it. She wasn't hurt, but she didn't play hurt today. She didn't look hurt. We didn't see the back brace, which I thought was interesting because last night, if you recall on the show, I was saying, stop putting the back brace on Caitlyn. Have her go in the back or something, or like get a camouflage because it's showing weakness and it's telling your opponents where to attack. That's just weakness to me. The team was showing a lot of weakness, and that was a concern. I also believe because of what Sophie Cunningham had said about the defense, that was probably the entire problem, that Caitlyn had been screaming and yelling about that, and that's why she was yelling at the bench and yelling at Stephanie. You'll recall she got into an argument, I think, with the defensive coach even 2 weeks before that, or like early in the season, which was like 2 weeks ago. So I do think that, and then with Sophie's comments, that they're very serious. Over 1,000 hearts. Thank you, guys. And double digits on the viewers. And we're at triple digits overall. There's two view dials. You don't see there's like a dial I see on the app, my Insight app here, and it says we're over 200 views altogether of people coming in and out. So thank you guys for hanging out. But we're here. I'm here for you to talk. Moonlight, what's up? See, here we go. B-Ball Princess. I'm going to read that. CC will be gone before long. The game today was, oh, come on. All right. I can't, guys. Here's the thing. I'm going to go zero tolerance on you don't try to bring down what we're doing. Don't be a killjoy. Do you know what that is? That means a dick. Don't be a dick. Okay. That was a fantastic game. They beat one of the best teams in the league. Let's talk about that. The Dream are being touted as the team. At least one of the best teams, 6-2. The Fever knocking them off, 6-3. That doesn't make them so good anymore. And they shut their offense down. Think about that. They shut down their 2 superstars. That was pretty impressive. They played awesome defense. There was awesome defensive moments. And Caitlin Clark blew up. So whoever you are saying that, you're just a fool. You're honestly just trying to annoy us. I'm going to take a breath. Desiree, I promised I'd turn over a new leaf. By the way, Desiree is the goddess of the chat. She will deal with you if you start to make me mad because I don't want to get mad. You don't like me when I'm angry. And then I'll start cussing and then the live will get banned or something. But look, everybody's welcome to give me your comments, but give me comments that make sense. If you are not a fan of Caitlin Clark, then and you have a real criticism of the team and the game, don't say that was a boring game. I'll tell you why. That's stupid. You didn't watch it. That was a very good game. It was a great game defensively. There's a lot of excitement. It was a lot of fun. So don't say things like that. Like that's silly. Like we're not gonna be trolled by you, even though I guess I kind of just got trolled and spent 3 minutes on it or whatever. Guys, we are growing. So thanks for watching. My name is Jason. I like to do Fever Talk. I love the WNBA, and the curse is broken. Well, here we go. Thanks for watching. The curse is broken. Caitlin Clark did a Thanos on him. She did that little thing where she takes over for like 60 seconds, and that's it. Whenever she does that, it puts the other team out. Like they can't come back from it. That energy is insane. And then she tries to pump the crowd up. Like she knows how to make that crowd work. At her age, she's an entertainer. She's all sorts of things. She is brilliant, and she showed it. Aliyah Boston played very good defense. That's why she's iron. She's got the Iron Man on. I just felt like she was really focused on protecting that paint. Angel Reese just does bricks all day. She was really turnover city. I told you I wouldn't talk about it anymore, but it's just so pathetic. And then we've got Steph White petting the goat, the big goat, right? She's like, hey, little goat, little goat. Stephanie White figured it out. What she did was, I'm not seeing, sorry, I can't see the comments. I'm trying to keep my eye out. Okay. Caitlin was proud of her defense tonight. Okay, I'll look at the comments. Sorry, guys, I'm I have all these things going on because the comments on my screen aren't showing up. I have a backup screen. Gina said, I'll read the comments, but thank you, Desiree. She's keeping me honest. Gina said, Caitlin was proud of her defense tonight. I'm proud of her too. She played really well defense, had a steal or two or something like that. So you guys need to understand. So here's the other thing. I'm not going to listen to the Caitlin doesn't play defense anymore. It's bullshit. If you watch this game, I'm not going to do it. We have a comment on YouTube. YouTube's Mellow Madness said, what curse are you referring to? Hold on. I got to let me see here. Let's see here. I can't, what's going on here with I'm just having all sorts of weird difficulties with my screen. Oh, here we go. He said, what curse are you referring to? It's a hypothetical sports curse. Okay. I don't know why you guys are getting hung up on that. You're clear. Here's why probably. You don't understand sports history. Curses in sports are part of sports history. So there's that. Yeah. So that's the curse that I was referring to. Will Cece remain as a Fever when her deal is done? David, great question. The reason it's an interesting question because she's already a $1 billion brand, and what she gets in Indiana is very similar to Iowa, where they name everything after her and they do posters and they worship her. They do Caitlin Day. Didn't get to watch the game. Was there a bunch of ticky-tack foul calls? No, there wasn't. 68 Mellow. There wasn't. There was a phantom call in the beginning, but they had Caitlin play through it. There was another phantom call towards the middle, but I really thought the game in the second half was really well officiated. The Fever finally won a game. Johnny, you're still here. All right, you're our bro then. We you know what? You can be our resident contrarian. Do you know what that is? Google it. Chest bump save the season. Do yo herself? What does that even mean? Do yo. It's a chest bump to save the season, baby. I'll tell you why. Because they were at odds. It was a magic moment. It was powerful. And they whipped that team, man. A can of whip ass on that team at home. The Fever play good at home. Now they got to figure out their road thing. It's tough on the road. I think they're just having to get used to travel to these places and the weird schedule and all the things that happen on the road. And they keep Caitlin very busy on the road. She does these appearances and she's making money for the brand. But it saved the season and it was a really fun game. Back to Caitlin staying in Indiana. It remains to be seen. They're going to have to really pony up and give her the biggest contract ever. But what's weird is they can't give her a lot of money because there's a cap. And it's not like they can give her like a $20 million deal, right? That doesn't work in the WNBA. Look at Aliyah Boston. Sorry. She got like $1 million. So, and she's not at Caitlin's level, but I don't know what the max is. Let's see here. I'm trying to love the chest bump. Yeah, the chest bump was dope. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Some comments are being filtered. So guys, chill out. Okay. If you're mad, just chill out. Take it somewhere else. TikTok is protecting us. And that's just, we want this to be fun tonight. I knew that because of Angel Reese, I knew that there would be people trying to be obstructing us. No ticky-tack foul calls. Yeah, I was proud of Caitlin's defense too. I was proud of the entire team. The entire team played really well defense. Also, Sophie keep in mind, Sophie in that clip, it's in a TikTok I created today. If you want to watch the clip from the interview, she said, if you don't play defense, you're not going to play. And if you watch in the future how the lineup changes on the starters, that's going to be really critical. I do think Stephanie White, just like in my graphic where she's petting the red goat, hey, little goatie, I think it's over for Stephanie White's ego, and I think she understands Caitlin's team. And Caitlin's very smart. Look, she's a savant. You have to understand, at her age and the things she's been able to do, that's not typical. She is a different kind of human being. We are blessed to have someone at that level of life where at her young age she can bring so much joy to people, and you don't understand the impact she has on the kids and the babies, and it's just incredible what she's done with the game. Let's see here. Boston got 6.3 million. She got 6.3. I thought she got $1 million. I'm confused by that. Was the $1 million the guaranteed? Look, I'm open-minded. I just thought that she got $1 million. I don't think she got $6 million. That sounds confusing to me. Maybe it's over time. Help me out with that. You had to boot somebody. Thank you, Desiree. Okay, so at this point, Desiree is the goddess of the chat. Zero tolerance. Desiree has zero tolerance. So if you're gonna joust me, it's cool. But if you're gonna take it and do the person, and also a lot of these these people that jump in on the lives. Thanks for watching, guys. The numbers are going up. These people that jump on the lives, they know how to go in and say, they'll type certain words that will get lives shut down. So we don't want to play that game. Athene, is that Aileen? I'm sorry. Aileen loves Lowe says, love Caitlin. Me too. I really am inspired to watch Caitlin play, but I want mean Caitlin back. And we saw that tonight. We saw the mean Caitlin, the mocking. We saw that. I think we need to let her just be mean and go into her villain era. But look, what's more important about this is it was a team win. And let me talk about that really quick. You had Aliyah Boston. She's Iron Man in my graphic because she played some really good defense. And you got Kelsey Mitchell. She's like Captain Marvel. She was so good, and I really love how she's plugging in and doing the Scotty to Caitlin's MJ. I was very concerned about the re-signing because I just thought she takes too many shots, all these things, doesn't play defense. And then her shots, she jacks up at the wrong time. Caitlin is getting hurt because she's getting double teamed because Kelsey Mitchell, they're letting her take the shots because the favoritism in the league. And I just thought it's not working. And when they re-signed her, I was really upset over it. But she started to do what we need her to do, is compliment Caitlin. And then when it's time to take over, like today, I'm good with that. I am good with that. Gina said, did you see how well they play when you have CC, AB, KM? Yes. Yeah. You know what? Raven is really impressing me. If you watch the replay, go back to the moment. Remember when Raven took that three that they didn't need to take? Then it ricocheted and they came back, and I think they got the lead on a bucket. Now, the Dream didn't have the lead much. It was once or twice or something. And then I thought Stephanie was going to pull her, because then I watched Stephanie up on top, because I would have pulled her. I was like, that's what we used to do. We're not doing that now. We have to be disciplined. And Stephanie walked down to the bench. I thought, oh, they're going to pull her. And then they didn't. What happened was she let her play through it, and then Raven came back and scored an easy two and made up for it. That was smart. And then she started to distribute the ball. She's a natural one, a point guard. She works best when she's moving the ball around and distributing it and not looking for a shot. She's your fourth option. Raven is your fourth option. Unless she gets a wide open shot, she can hit that little mid-range jumper. But it takes an ego to look for others first and shoot last. I love what she's doing. I like that. She was almost in my graphic. I was like, man, I'm really impressed with her. So essentially in my graphic, it's my stars of the game. And then you've got, Angel Reese. Mitchell got the win for you all. No, yeah, maybe, kind of. I mean, it's a team game. I mean, I'm not going to take away from her contribution. In fact, I was just saying she's really impressive. Like, so I can't disagree with that. But if you're saying that to try to take away and diminish Caitlin Clark, that's just foolish. Caitlin Clark can get you a triple-double. She almost had a double-double. Come on, man. Kelsey Mitchell can't do the things Caitlin does. But Kelsey Mitchell is a really great shooter. And when she drives to the rack, you can almost guarantee it's a foul. Like, you're going to get a three-point play. I love that. Also, they're hitting their free throws tonight. Caitlin missed one, which was weird, but they're hitting their free throws. Championship teams hit your free throws. I love that. They left nothing on the table for me today. I loved it. Let's see here. She definitely did her job. Oh, yeah, Gina and I agree on that. Champ said an Angel shot better from the field. You guys are awesome. If you want to look at the percentages, okay, whatever. Angel Reese took like 2 shots, made 1, and then turned the ball over like 16 times. No, in all seriousness, yeah. She turned the ball over like 6 times. It was dumb. And then she was like, rah, rah, and they're like, and her teammates were like, this idiot. She like remember the clear path foul or whatever, like whatever they're calling it, take foul or whatever, where Angel lost the ball, and instead of chasing it, she fouled to stop. It was like, what? It's a free throw? It was like that kind of, and then the announcer, I forget her name, she even said, that's not a smart play. She even said she was dumb. People are now looking at Angel Reese and realizing she's so overhyped, and every time she plays, it takes away from the league. And so I think we're going to start to see that level out. Clearly, she got traded from the Sky, which was a big deal. That was a big ego crusher for her. Let's see here. Champ at 2 feet. Yeah, Kat, we agree. 2 feet from the hoop. She had too many turnovers. That's exactly right. She had more turnovers. Yeah, Caitlin had 2 maybe. And there was even one where Caitlin knew it was her bad. She threw a bad pass, but it's okay. Raven threw a bad pass once. They're not perfect, but they're trying, and I appreciate them really trying to put on a Showtime show. That was very exciting. I got up. I was like, when Caitlin hit that three, I was like, woo! It was just, that's what you love, man. And you know when she opens up the game like that, when Caitlin opens up, thanks for watching, guys. We've got 37 viewers. Thank you. Muchos gracias. My name is Jason. Thanks for watching. We're talking fever. Desiree's a goddess in the chat. Be nice to her. She's pretty much the invisible phantom menace for you guys. We're at 1,500 hearts. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. 3 new subscribers. Thank you. I'm sorry. Normally I can see the chat, but it's weird. I have to have a secondary screen. I had some technical difficulties. Woo! All right. I have also never seen a team cry as much as AB, and she is always flopping. Okay. Now, champ, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to talk to you about that. This is interesting. You're right. Okay. They do cry. And that's what I want to see. I want to see some passion. I want to see them go, hey, what are you doing, referees? There's a strategy to that. So, yes, I want Caitlin to do the mean, ugly crying face. I want them to do this. I am tired of them getting fake fouls and then not getting thrown out. You know, I need Stephanie to get thrown out. I need her to get a technical and get thrown out. And I was really disappointed with the first phantom foul. But the problem is, champ, I'm hearing you, is that if they stop whining and crying, they're still going to get the fake fouls because the WNBA uses these referees that are corrupt to try to balance the scales. When the Fever play like they play and you ref it fair, they cannot be stopped. Do you understand? That's what happened tonight. That's what happened earlier in the season. When they ref the game fair, thanks for the hearts, you can't stop them. When you give Caitlin the fouls, when she's driving to the hoop, that she deserves, then it forces the players that are defending to let her really play. Then you can't stop her. That's the secret. Keep that in mind. The WNBA cannot have Caitlin Clark and the Fever run through every team, which they totally are capable of doing. Look what they did to the Dream. Everybody said 6-2. That's the best team in the league. They were going into Indiana's home court, and I actually thought that Indiana could lose. I wasn't thinking it was a guaranteed win. I was like, this is a challenge with all the drama going on, and they rose to the challenge. So you guys can get in the chat and try to point out flaws, but some of these flaws I kind of like. I need that passion. I need AB to. In fact, when AB was upset early, like later in the game on that foul, I actually thought she was going to get thrown out, and I was like, get thrown out, because that's what we need to see. We're there to be entertained. We're there to see them be gladiators. We're there to see them want to compete and win, and that's the heart of the team. So that's fine with me. Cry all day long. I cry all the time. 68 Morrow said they might cry to the refs, but they aren't wrong. Amen. That's what I'm saying, man. Sorry, the chat's not in front of me like normal, so I'm a little behind. Champ said if it wasn't for the refs, they would have not had won a damn game. I don't understand. Okay, Champ, God bless you, but I don't understand. You're not making sense to me, so we're good. Our relationship's over. Speaking of that, guys, I'm on YouTube Live right now. I had a chat up where I could see who's. I was seeing the chats on YouTube, and so I hit a box and it disappeared. It's so crazy. I gotta get more monitors, but I'm trying to keep it light. Thanks for the hearts. So I can't see your comments on YouTube, but if you want to be involved in this chat, jump to Real Jason J. Daniel on TikTok. Now, what's cool, TikTokers, is that this is being archived right now on YouTube. So while I'm live on TikTok, it's also recording to YouTube. So you'll be able to go and watch the replay. Last night, we had 1,000 people watch the show. It was really cool. So thank you. We're at double digits, 30 viewers. Thank you guys for watching. If you have questions, we'll get into it. I'm going to recap the game in just a second when I have a chance, but your chat is so interesting. And trust me, people like the Q&A. They like the interaction, and people like to watch it on YouTube. Let's see here. Gina's doing her thing. Thank you, Gina. Gina, we're now good friends. 2,500 hearts. Thank you, guys. I think we were at 10 grand. No, I think 11,000 hearts last night, so we can get there. 3 subscribers. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, guys, I'm sorry. Follow me. We've got 3 followers. If you haven't followed me, please consider following me. Last night, I think we had 7 new followers, which is great. We'd love to have 8 tonight. And I'm on the road to 10,000. I'm like 300 away from 10,000 overall, which is awesome. It really helped me with all the things. So thank you. Lucy said you were scared. Lucy, were you scared about the game? I was kind of scared too, but they pulled it out. Thanks for liking the live, Lucy. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you folks. I have been podcasting has been crazy. Like I do interviews on YouTube, and I interview all my friends, and I do all sorts of interesting people. But I'm also trying to do the Fever because that is a lot of fun, and the numbers are awesome, and you guys are a great community. So I've been like podcasting every day for like 7 or 8 days. I'm losing my mind. So I'm taking a break after this one until the next game. I may do Saturday or but we'll see. But I'm trying to do every 3 games unless it's very controversial, like this weekend was crazy. Thanks for watching. We're double digits, 2,800 hearts. You guys are amazing. Subscribe. Yeah, Desiree said subscribe for $2.99. You get notified of every live. Your comments are prioritized when you reach out to me. You can DM me. You can't do it if you don't subscribe because I have them locked out because I get thousands of messages and stuff and thousands of comments. It's really hard. And then you can be in our fantasy football league. Check this out. We talked about it last night, Desiree, right? I had 3 of our League of Goats hit us up. We have 4 already. So our league is almost halfway full. You guys can get in on it. If you subscribe before preseason or training camp, the subscription's $2.99. I'm going to raise it to, I think, $9.99 because we just need to do that. Now, for the OGs, you're not paying, okay? Because I love you guys. But if you are new and you want to, our fantasy football is insane. You think WNBA is fun? We do football lives are crazy. That's how we became who we became. We've been doing it for almost 4 years. We have a really great crew. It's going to be League of Goats 3. It's our 3rd season. It's a great subscription. So if you subscribe for $2.99 now, you get in and you save a little money, and then we'll be friends. Let's see here. You guys are dope. Thanks for watching. We have a great group of girls. If 68 Morrow says, and we haven't seen them all play yet. You can say girls. I say ladies. I say powerhouse women. I don't know. I don't want to diminish. I don't like. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being weird, but I do appreciate what you're saying. And I read it verbatim. Our fantasy league is fun. Desiree said, "Yeah, football season is really crazy. You think this is crazy? Oh my God, it's nothing like football lives are insane. We got sometimes we'll have 200 people. It's nuts, right? I'll go live after I do college too. College football I love, so I go live on Saturdays. We do big lives on Sundays. We'll do lives on Monday Night Football. It's a lot of fun, just like this. It's going to be great. Thank you, Lucy, for hanging out. You are amazing. Let's see here. I usually have. Let's see. I've got a leaderboard I can talk about. Let's see here. I'm moving this around. Man, it's so crazy that my chat crashed. That is nuts, right? Let's see here. I don't know where my leaderboard. Oh, here it is. There it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's my leaderboard. We have gotten, thank you guys. The gifts are, we have 4 subscribers. Thank you. We're halfway to our goal on TikTok. Thank you. We need some subscribers on YouTube, guys. I'm looking at 5 YouTube subscribers. We can make it happen. Let's see here. We're at 3,000 hearts. Thank you, guys. We had 11,000 last night. So we have Gina Jaggers, who's leading. And then we have Abe Froman. Abel Froman. Sorry, it's hard to read. So small. JB East and Martin and Portella and Son Jackson. Jackson. So some of your names are a little tricky, but it's all good. Thanks, guys, for watching, man. 74 diamonds, which is cool. Now, I do have a goal on the TikTok. It's a goal for Shane. Thanks for joining in. Shane, you just jumped up on the leaderboard. It's awesome. Now, if you guys want to be a friend of the live and get the little symbols that you get, all you got to do is give me a little cheap gift. You just have to give a gift, and then TikTok will make you a friend of my live, and you'll get notified more frequently. Not everybody gets notified of the lives. You get notified depending on your level of activity and how you interact with my lives. It's pretty crazy. I've been really researching how all this streaming works. I know I'm an old dog. I'm trying to learn the new tricks. It's so intricate. All the things you do that interact on your phone with the app, TikTok tells TikTok what you're into and all that. So it will notify you. So I picked a gift. My live goal is 2. I'm not sure what that gift is. If it's too expensive, it's fine. But I try to pick gift goals that go along with our theme. Let's see here. I need to get a drink. Okay, let's go into what do we got on our time? Thanks for watching, guys. I got to see how long we've been doing this. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. Hold on here. I just got a spam. Sorry about that. I thought it was a real person. I thank you guys for watching. Okay, so man, sorry. That's bad podcasting. Let's see here. So much going on. 40 minutes. Wow. Okay, let's just jump to the game. Let's do the breakdown of the game. And I'll keep my eye on the chat right here. Let's see here. Thanks for the new follows. So, where's the other? Let's see here. I've got a breakdown at let's see here. Fever. Okay, and it's the news. Let's see here. Hawk Central. Hawk Central is a great website. They have a breakdown. Okay, so let's go over the game. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll wrap with that, and then any more comments you guys have. Thanks for joining. We're talking about the Fever win. It was pretty dope. We're not being hateful or mean. We're being very positive. Much love. The chest bump happened. The chest bump that saved the season. That just changed my life. I was like, hey, they're gonna chest bump. I love these ladies. They're back on track. Now I think Stephanie's still gone, and Caitlin will stay. Somebody brought that up, and I don't know if I finished talking about that. I think Caitlin will stay. It just depends on how much money she can get, honestly, because that's really important. Money means commitment. Also, Caitlin really needs to be coddled. Look, she is a $1 billion brand, and she brings in so much money for these cities, for the WNBA, for the merchandise, for the league, for the Fever themselves. All the ladies are getting more money. They're flying first class. Like, the Caitlin Clark effect is outrageous. We're at 3,500 hearts. Thank you, guys. And 4 gifts. Thank you. You guys are amazing. It's outrageous. So she needs to be compensated for that. But the problem is she can't be compensated at what she's worth because the league has a cap. She can play for free. She doesn't need the money. She's so rich right now. I think her Nike deal is like $20 million. That's just that deal. The merch is probably crazy. She probably gets back end on some of these other sponsors. She has an Eli Lilly, I think. Is it Eli Lilly? She has a drug company sponsorship. That's pretty lucrative. So she's doing a lot of really positive things. You know, she's going to start selling more and more merch and certain things happen. But you know what's really wonderful is she cares about the fans. She signed so much memorabilia. That makes people money. Can you imagine, right? A signed Caitlin Clark jersey is probably worth like $5,000 right now. Like, she is generous to a fault. And I think she needs to start working on that and bringing that back in and focusing on the team and winning. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Appreciate it. Desiree is our goddess of the chat. She is the person I'm talking to. She is running it. She will ban you if you come in new and you try to do some mean stuff. We're not being mean-spirited tonight. Look, I could rag on Angel Reese, but it's not important to me anymore. I really feel bad for her. I think it's pathetic. And I think what her agents and what NBC and ABC did to her and the media did to her by telling her she's good, and Shaquille O'Neal and all these other sports guys telling her she's great, they did her a complete disservice because she clearly doesn't work on her game at all. She's starting to now because she got cut from the Sky and got transferred. She got traded. That's a cut. For somebody at that level to get cut after the second year, which I knew would happen after the first game. There's a video I cut. You can go into my archive on YouTube. It's Angel Reese will be traded this year. I said that after the first week, and sure enough, she was. And she was traded to a better team. She's very lucky. She doesn't make the team better. She makes the team worse. Look at the turnovers tonight. Look at her attitude. Look at how she's out of place. But you'll notice she's not getting all that time she used to get, and nobody's complaining about it, right? You think if she's a real superstar and she's such a factor with the rebounds that people would be outraged that she's not getting the time she used to get at the Sky. But people know they know the truth. There's too much video in 4K of her being just so terrible. But she is the bricklayer, okay? Caitlin's the coach slayer, and Angel Reese is a bricklayer. Did you notice that moment, which was so amazing in the game, where Angel Reese took a 3 and it was an air ball, and then Caitlin gets the ball and comes back and hits a 3 right on her? That was on purpose, man. You got to know that she's sending a message to everybody. Caitlin Clark is now going to take no prisoners. And I think after all the negative media she got and everybody just trashing her on social and calling her all these things, she's probably like, well, why am I being so nice? Why am I trying to make people happy? She's going into villain mode, and that's what Kobe did. That's what Jordan did. When people are disrespected, they go right in. When people at that level, they go into villain mode. And tonight was a perfect example of a team. They're back against the wall. No one knew what to expect. Think about how tough of a team they had. And we're not even talking about it because they walked through them like a hot knife through butter. And like I said earlier, when the referees called the game fair, which eventually they did, right? They got out of that. They knew they couldn't stop the fever, so they start calling it very fair. They ease up on the whistle a little bit, and you can't stop the fever. So I'm very convinced that when we see all the fake fouls, thanks for the double digits, guys watching. When we see the fake fouls, when we see that bald-headed, or that guy with the weird comb over and the other bald-headed guy that ref the games, and those games, they try to make the fever lose. When we see Caitlin get the fake fouls and all that, just know that the league is doing that on purpose to level the playing field, because Caitlin and that team, it's not just Caitlin. They have a great team around her. And that team supports Caitlin Clark. And that makes them very lethal when they come to your town. Now, let's hope they figure out their road problems. But I feel like this is a really great start, man. I'm very excited. Desiree is kicking some tail. Thank you, Desiree, for being the goddess of the chat. I'd rather have an intimate and have, 20 people watching than 200 people and we get all the negativity. I don't want negativity tonight. I'm open, though. Like, if you want to criticize the Fever, I'm totally open. I love talking basketball. In fact, I learned about sports by listening to guys criticize each other's sports teams, but not get mean or nasty and violent, but at the end, enjoy having like a Coke and like having a burger after arguing about their sports teams. That's how I grew up. I grew up with guys yelling at the TV and then yelling at their neighbor who came over to have a beer and watch, the Dodgers versus Giants, right? But at the end, they were cool. They were great friends. That's what sports is supposed to do for us, not this toxic negativity we're seeing all over social media. And a lot of this, keep this in mind, guys, and I'm not being a hater, but a lot of the toxicity is coming from younger people who don't understand sports. And they're just caught up in the drama of who's dating who, and Paige has got a girlfriend, and, what's going on with the face, all that. Social media has been being driven by a bunch of younger people who are tribal with, like, Caitlin's the devil, she's a crybaby, Angel's the greatest. Like, they're saying nonsensical stuff because it's like they're like arguing over a television show, because what they see on TV and their screens, I know I'm getting deep, but here's the thing. A lot of what the younger generation, look, I'm older, so I can say this, what they see on their phone all day, most of it's AI, it's not real. So they watch people on TV and their phone. Thanks for the hearts, guys. You're amazing. We're at almost 5,000 hearts. I love it. They look at their phone and they think this is like a fantasy. They don't understand these are real ladies with real emotions and real families and real struggle, and the injuries are really painful. Have you ever had to try to do a jump shot with a bad back? Come on, man. So I can't, I used to really engage on Twitter with it. I can't anymore because it's a lot. It's like I will engage with somebody and they'll come back with, Caitlin Clark is the worst player we've ever seen. She's a fake. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I can't deal with you being a nonsensical person with an empty skull. So if you're going to criticize somebody at that level, first of all, understand if you didn't watch her in college, you don't have a right to criticize. I'm sorry, you just don't. If you're a new fan, watch for a couple of years, then you can have a right to criticize. And if you criticize, we're not going to be mad at you, but don't criticize stuff that doesn't matter. Don't criticize the whining because it doesn't matter. Criticize the wins and the losses. Criticize the chemistry. I criticized her in a TikTok when she was yelling at her team and quit on a play. That's not cool. That's not GOAT-like. That's not superstar. That's not cool. That's young. That's like a spoiled brat thing. So yeah, there are times we can criticize Caitlin for that. But I mean, come on. She, with all the pressure and all the things she's going through and all the stuff that's on her back, that's the worst you can say? That she has a tantrum, that she cries for a foul. With everything this young lady is balancing on her shoulders, that's the criticism you have? It's pathetic. And then you act like that's important criticism, like your criticism is valid. You're like, she doesn't play defense. Okay, well, what was tonight? And I already debunked that defense thing. Everybody, that's what a lot of misogynistic men online. I'm just saying that came from dudes. Dudes go right to that when they don't understand the women's game. They go, oh, they don't play defense. It's bullshit. It's misogynistic. It's dumb. And I debunked it I talked about it and said, you have to understand she averages multiple steals a game. You don't average multiple steals a game by not playing defense. She plays 35 to 40 minutes a game. You don't do that by not playing defense. You know why? Because your liability would be too damaging and you wouldn't be playing those minutes. Caitlin's earned it. She's fine. Look what she did tonight. She gets steals. She's in the mix. We've seen her have blocks before. Get off that. I'm not going to do it anymore. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining. My name is Jason J. Daniel. We are at 5,000 hearts. We're at 4 new followers. I'd love to get 4 more. 5 gifts. Thank you guys for the gifts. You guys are amazing. We're talking about the Fever game. The curse is broken. If you don't believe this team wasn't cursed, take a look at last year. Look what happened last year. We were all worried about that. And look what happened this weekend. And then the viral argument and all this other drama. And then, Sophie Cunningham's coming out saying, we have a low IQ defensively. Everybody's picking us apart. They get humiliated in that last game, blown out by a team that was good, but not as good as them. And then everything is a disaster. And all weekend, it's fire Stephanie White and everybody from top to bottom, famous sports people to mediocre people that no one knows. Everybody's saying, fire her. And then it's a thing, and everybody thinks Stephanie White's gone. But she survived. And the chest bump from Caitlin, that saved her job too. Untechnical sideline. Sorry, I'm not seeing the chat like I normally do. We're having some technical difficulties. And guys, we're also, by the way, we're simulcasting on YouTube, so you can go and watch this live on YouTube. Last night's live we did, where we talked about the curse, 1,000 people watched it. And for me, that's big. By midnight, she's throwing up on a sideline going, yeah, okay, guys, I didn't know that. She's throwing up on the sideline going back. Was that Caitlin? I'm still unclear who that is that came up a few times. Let's see here. Love this. Thank you. Money Pro, what's up, baby? Dude, you know what, dude? Everybody needs to follow Money Pearl that's in the chat right now watching. Money Pearl is a dog and has really great fitness tips and motivation. And I love that guy, man. I love you like brotherly love. There you go. Yes, it was CC. Thank you. I didn't catch that. You know what happens when I'm watching the game? I am, I kind of turn it down a little bit because I want to kind of focus on the announcers make me crazy. So I will turn them down at times. I don't listen to the sideline reporter that comes on and goes, okay, we're going to tell you something you don't even really care about in between the commercials. And we did this, and I talked to somebody. I mute her. I just can't. I mute them because it takes me out of my focus. And in my opinion, they're propagandizing me. They're trying to tell me the narrative they want me to think so they can sell more like tweets or whatever. I don't know. It's just, I don't like listening to everything they say, and half of what they say I don't agree with anyway, and it's nonsense. So I turned that. So maybe that was when I missed it. Silent, because I will actually mute it, and I'll mute it when they're talking, and I'll do my thing, and I'm like, okay, she's gone. I'll bring it back on. So, but look, she is an animal, man. You cannot deny the fact that with all the pressure on her, she still performs. 17 and 8 tonight. Is that what she got? She still performs. With all the pressure she's got, she can still light a game up. We had a moment where it was, thanks for the hearts, guys. Was it a 60-second stretch where she did that thing she does? Hits a three, comes back, hits a bucket, gets a steal or whatever. And when she hits a team like that and the crowd gets crazy and then they're forced to call a timeout, that was amazing. That moment was electric. And then you saw it break. I felt like it broke free. I felt like it broke loose when that happened. I was like, I felt delivered. I was like, Jesus, save my soul right now through basketball. Like I was feeling that. I was like, the chest bump saved the season. It was so, I was into it. I was like, woo! I was like, my son was, he was watching his stuff. He was watching his cartoons. He's like, sometimes when I'm watching the game, he goes, Dad, you are too loud. I'm like, be quiet. Eat your macaroni and cheese and put your Fever jersey on. Yeah. He does have a Fever jersey. He watches it when we watch games. Atlanta is a good team. 68 Morrow said, let's see here. Money Pearl, what's up? I'm sorry I missed that. This live got, right on. Wow. Okay, I got a message saying that I just got 1,000 likes in the last 5 minutes. You guys are awesome. Let's see here. Thanks for watching. Man, there was a real cool comment I missed. Gina said I had to step away from social media for a few days. Yeah, me too. I posted a few things, and it's crazy. So I posted the rumor that she was getting fired, which we all thought was happening. Skip Bayless posted. Then I posted a secondary video saying, look, this is why I was at a restaurant trying to eat my chicken fried steak. And so, this is all going on, right? And so I posted it, and then I did a video saying, hey, this is why I did that. That was 8,000 views. It was just crazy. The buzz on it was crazy. So that's why I was like, we got to talk about it. And I think it went live that night or the night after. Guys, thanks for watching. We got 30 people, which I really appreciate. You guys are amazing. Jump in. We like to do Q&A. I was going to try to break the game down. I can't even get to it. We're at 6,000 hearts. Gina, she lit it up being sick. I remember someone else who played with the flu. That's right, baby. It was MJ, baby, the flu game. And even people now, a lot of young people, just because they don't believe anything. Now, young people they don't even respect the history, right, of guys and ladies who came before them in sports. It's just sad. But anyway, I don't know. I digress. Maybe that's get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. But yeah, it's too much. There's too many uneducated people saying things about the Fever and WNBA. They don't get it. Let's see here. You guys are amazing. It's our old crew's coming back because I actually took 6 months off. I took a sabbatical from everything. I was just I just got burnt out, but now I'm back. Now I can't stop podcasting. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. My chat broke, so I had to go to an alternate chat. MJ, that's right. Gina, you know your basketball, my friend. Okay, so we're at 6 followers. Thank you, guys. We're trying to break 8. I think 7 was our what we got last night. 8 more followers tonight would be great, or 6. So what was that? 3 more, 2 more. I'm trying to break 10,000. I'm really close overall. That opens up a lot of cool stuff for us to do. And we had 64,000 hearts. Guys, thank you for the gifts. I also put a gift goal. I just picked 2 random gifts. So if you guys want to give me those gifts, that'd be cool. But I just picked the theme. I don't know how much they cost. So if they're expensive, sorry. 86 Morrow said haters jealous because they couldn't compete. Yeah, that's really true. Usually it boils down to that, Also, it's just, I think there's a cultural aspect to the Caitlin Clark effect where a lot of people are, trying to use her as a totem for their politics, maybe. I see a lot of that stuff, right? People have an opinion about why she's favored or whatever, or why she's, right? There are people that say she's hated because of this, and the people that don't like her say she's favored because of this, and then now they try to connect it to some politics or something. It's a game, man. Relax, it's a game. Keep it a game. Just keep it a game. We all have our opinions, but we all should love each other. That's how it used to be. And we got to get back to that. And sports can help us bridge that gap. But the problem with politics getting into sports is it used to be sports was the purest thing, right? And then now, there was always politics in it. Let me take that back. I've got to say. But it was always managed. It was like a friendly, the politics in sports were still friendly competition. Now everything spills over, everything's vicious, everything's this, and everybody has to blame. It's just too much. Let's just let these ladies play. They play really hard, harder than the men, I think, in a lot of cases. Let's see. Gina said, have you read people comparing AR to Dennis Rodman? That was last year because people, again, are fools, and they're just trying to make something out of nothing. It's really, let me just tell you this. That would be, even though Angel Reese is in a pro league and she played in college and won a championship, I believe, right? Just because of those things, if you compare her to Dennis Rodman, it's the same thing like comparing me to Rodman. He's just a beast, an icon, a legend. It's a different thing. You can't compare him to anybody. So any of the ladies in the W, you couldn't compare to Dennis Rodman. They're just average compared to him. Plus, the men's game is just designed differently. It is. Let's see here. Let's see. We've got our folks connecting. There's so many players in the W who now have lots of new fans. That's right. I watched the live yesterday, and I realized I don't finish people's comments. I just start talking. I read half of them. But it's tricky because the big comments, I can't see them all. But I think you're saying there's a lot of new fans because of Caitlin. That is right. I'm a fan of certain other players, and I like to watch Golden State. So yeah, my baseline is I'm a sports fan, and that's why I like Caitlin, because if I wasn't a sports fan, I wouldn't be into the phenomenon, because a real sports fan knew when you saw her come on the scene in college. We haven't seen anything like this before. This is insane. Guys, thanks for watching. We're double digits. We're just breaking down the Fever win. Did the curse get broken? Yes. I believe they were under a curse for all offseason, honestly. I didn't like the signings. I was concerned about the chemistry. Look what happened last year. They had people that jumped off the team that were veterans. You had a lot of gossip. Caitlin gets hurt. Now she's getting hurt again. Last weekend was insane. It was toxic. I was not feeling good about it. In fact, I didn't like some of what was being said. I was like, hey, I'm feeling this is too toxic for me. I'm talking about the comments from Caitlin. I was a little concerned. She was getting kind of mean. I'm like, and then, there's nothing to it. And then the Fever bans a reporter, acting like they're dictators or something. That's crazy because he knew the truth. I think she was I was very uncomfortable watching her quit on that play. And I believe she might have quit on the team on the 20th because she got into an argument over defense. I mean, I just thought, and that article that came out, or the news that came out saying that she might not have really been hurt, but she was a scratch all of a sudden late. That was a problem. That was chemistry. There are so many things that happen behind the scenes that I was even concerned maybe there was some kind of scandal we didn't know about. Maybe there was a personal crisis that somebody was upset and somebody did something wrong to somebody's family. That happens too in pro sports more than you realize. These guys and gals will have personal problems. They'll have beef, or somebody will do something, and it affects everything. It has nothing to do with sports, but affects everything. Gina said, rookie Olivia Miles is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Yeah, I like her game. I like the rookies that have come out the last 2 years. You have got the draft has been really good to the WNBA, and you're getting really skilled ladies that know what it's about, and it's another level. And you don't always have to bow the knee to the agenda of the league now. Caitlin Clark has shown, and others, that you can be original and still be on with the program and support and respect the league, but you don't have to bow down to them. Definitely had a better game. DD, what's up? Yes, they definitely had a better game. That's a great way to put it. Thanks for watching, guys. We are at 7,500 hearts. You guys are amazing. We are 3 new followers away from my follower goal. We're also simulcasting live on YouTube. Jason J. Daniel on every other social media platform except this one on TikTok is real Jason J. Daniel. So if you are following me on TikTok and you want to watch the YouTube replay, because this is simulcasting on YouTube right now, there's an audience watching it live there. 1,000 views last night on last night's show by midnight. It was great. We were in hundreds of views while we were broadcasting. But if you want to watch the bigger show, I have a bigger screen. And there's some graphics you can't see. So it's right now I'm in the TikTok box. I'm trying to work with what works perfectly. This one's a little tighter than last night. But anyway, so if you want more than just the TikTok, there you go. Now, if you're on YouTube and you want to get into the chat, I can see the YouTube comments, but only so much. It delays. Jump to TikTok. Follow me at Real Jason J. Daniel. Let's see here. Also, I got to make sure that I'm not getting that error that comes up and says you're not interacting and we're going to shut you down. Cool. Okay, we're good. So I have 2 screen. I have another box here. Let's look at the leaderboard. We've got Gina Jaggers, no doubt. Gina's on top of our leaderboard. Untechnical sideline. That's a cool handle. You're into sports. Derek Giles. You guys are our top 3. Thanks for hanging in there, man. And then we've got some other Crystal, Shane. Thanks for watching. You guys are showing up. If you guys want to be part of the friend club, part of and get notified of my lives, you have to give me a gift or a coin. That's how it works. So you just give me like whatever coins you give me, a couple of coins or one coin. And once you give to my live, it will start to put you on a list to notify you before others if you're interested in our lives. I go live. I'm trying to go live every 3 games for the Fever, unless there's, and just do it all together because there's more to talk about. Unless there's a crisis like we've gone through or a big game, like an Angel Reese game, I would do, right? When Brittany Grinder, when they play her, she's like any star, maybe the Kelsey Plum. When you Dallas Wing. So there might be some games that I will do right after if they're really amazing. But there you go. So if you're interested in the lives, check that out. You can watch the replay on YouTube. Let's see. Gina said she lit it up being sick. I remember. Oh yeah, we read that one. Hook'em softball. Not even. Oh, Texas. What's up? What's up? You love I love Texas. I'm actually gonna be in Dallas next week. Shout out to my Dallas people. Money Pearl, are you in Dallas? You in Texas? I may be able to do dinner with somebody. I'm going to be in Dallas on Friday night. So if anybody's interested, take me to dinner, baby. Let's do it. No, I'll buy. It depends. If you're a good conversation, we'll see how it goes at the end. So yeah, hit me up. I will be in Dallas doing some stuff. Desiree lit up a donut. Oh, thanks for the donut, Desiree. Desiree takes good care of me. Speaking of Desiree, she's the goddess in the chat, and she's kept it clean. It's been successful tonight. You need a moderator like her. She is amazing. You could, if you need a moderator for your live chat, you can book her. I'm not sure what she charges, but if you want to book her, she's going to ask me what the rate is, and I'm going to tell her to charge you a lot. So keep that in mind. She's worth it. Dallas ain't that far. Desiree's like 2 hours from you or something. 3 hours. I know. But I can't get out of town. I have to fly back I forgot there's some things I'm doing. And on the 15th, I have a Juneteenth commitment because that's a holiday that I really respect and honor. So I have an event I'm going to for Juneteenth. Now, they're doing it on the 15th. So I didn't realize I got to be back in town. So I got to be back on the 15th. But it's a business trip anyway. Let's see here. I do travel the nation. Let's see here. Untechnical Sideline said, go to Threads where the haters live. This is the place for you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for putting that person. Oh, we got a TikTok balloon. What's up? Somebody gave me the balloon. That is amazing. Thank you. Now I am offering you up to people. That's right, Desiree. Look, I'm trying to make you money. I told them they'd have to pay. But you know, cause I'm your agent now. Let's see here. Thank you for whoever gave me the floaty, TikTok balloon. That was pretty cool. Sorry, man, I wish I could see the chat better. You got like I have the TikTok studio like on my Mac right here. And normally I have it's like a transparent screen. It's pretty crazy. You can see everything in the chat on top of your live. It's transparent, but somehow it just broke. So when I went on live, I saw you guys, but I didn't see the chat. But I have a backup screen. I was able to get the chat up. You are very lucky, Desiree. I'm lucky, though, actually. Oh, it's Gina that sent me. Thank you. Gina sent me the I love TikTok. Thank you, Gina. You are very sweet. I appreciate that. You guys are amazing. Every follower helps me get closer to the 10 grand, which is like monetization on the regular. I'm monetized, but it's hit and miss depending on my traffic. But we did really good. We did over 200,000 views and like 2,000 comments over the weekend. It's pretty crazy. And I'm almost to 1 million likes overall, which is really dope. If you go to my homepage, I want to say thank you for following me, guys. You're amazing. We're going to wind it down. It's been over an hour. It's 10 o'clock my time. And if you guys are on the East Coast, it's late. Let's see if we missed anything else here as far as like comments. Let's see here. He's the one and only. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. Awesome. We got the fist bump. We are doing great on the hearts. We're at 8,000 hearts. Last night we did 11,000. So we're getting there. We're close. We're close to our goals. So thank you. You guys are really amazing. I really appreciate you guys. So let's talk about a few things I wanted to talk about while we wind down. One of the things on my mind was the defense. So we obviously saw a different defense from these ladies, and it was just a different mindset. There was a moment where Caitlin was playing really solid defense, and I think stripped the ball or caused like a what do you call it? Like a fumble of the ball. That's a football thing, but like the whoever she was guarding lost the ball when they drove to the hoop because she was so on top of it and didn't get a foul. It was really nice. Boston played really solid defense. That's why in my graphic, I keep doing like that. I'm sorry, because I've YouTube the graphics up here, right? And but down here for you guys on TikTok. That's why in my graphic, Aliyah Boston is wearing the Iron Man because she was just like an Iron Man. And then you've got Kelsey Mitchell as Captain Marvel because she was everywhere. She was incredible. She had a really amazing game, and she's so humble with it now. She's always humble. But I really appreciate how she's taking a step back and letting Caitlin do her thing because she's the future. Kelsey Mitchell is pitch perfect on how she is handling her role on this team, and I really love that about her. And she's such a fan favorite. She's won me over. She lost me last year because I didn't like how she took a lot of bad shots, and I thought they lost a few close games because of her. And I thought, you need to figure this shit out. You've got Caitlin Clark and all these things, and I was just emotional like the rest of us. But I've grown to respect her. S. Morrow said, "There's so many players in the W who are now have lots of new fans." Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Of them because of CC, I only watched. Yeah, a lot of you that are watching this are only watching because of Caitlin Clark. So look, Caitlin Clark is making me better. The effect is real. Let's see here. You guys are, it's midnight for you guys. I know you guys, you're animals. You're animals. I know. I tried to, you can ask Desiree. I tried to go live an hour before, but when you get on, you start setting up your software. They offer you this and you do that, and maybe you set up a goal, and then how does my camera look and lighting? I have all this lighting I got to set up. It looks like it's a beautiful, easy thing to do, but it's not that easy. It looks easy, but it's not. And that's why, I want a good show for you guys. In fact, last year on TikTok, I didn't have this set up. It was just me kind of looking at my phone, yelling at people. I'm shocked people even watch that shit. So I'm trying to be more presentable and make it more of a podcast style. Plus, on YouTube, I do a podcast, so this is my studio setup. So if you're new to this, if you're just joining, you can jump to YouTube and watch this live later on. It's simulcast. It's being recorded, and then later I will take out any faux pas or any technical difficulties. I'll repurpose it and drop clips. It's a lot of work, but I really enjoy it. My subscribers and views are going up on YouTube because of you guys, so thank you. I know you guys are transferring over. We're getting new people jumping in, so thank you. We're talking about the curse has been broken over the Fever. They were so cursed this weekend. It was crazy. We thought Stephanie White was gone, but then we saw Caitlin when she blew up and had that 60 seconds of glory, and she did the Thanos snap and changed everything. She ran over and just chest bumped Stephanie White, and they were getting into it, and I was like, I'm about to cry here, baby. I'm just tears in my eyes. I was like, we're back, baby. The chemistry's back. The dogs are back. They really, really tried to show a united front for us because they knew they were on the bubble, right? They knew that everybody is watching everything they're doing, and I could tell these ladies are more sensitive to that now than they were last week. I think they're learning that when you're on a team with Caitlin Clark, you are very, very vulnerable to the world, and if you have flaws and your game is not on point, or you say something crazy, or you don't look presentable, or some kind of weird thing happens around your life, you could be viral famous overnight for the wrong reasons, just for being on the floor with Caitlin Clark. That's the power that she has. And unfortunately, for the rest of the league, they have to figure that out. She's a billion-dollar brand. She's world famous. Virtually in less than a year, she became the most famous probably person on the planet, other than certain celebrities and politicians. She was right up there, and she still is handling it like a champ. I am so impressed with Caitlin Clark. I can't tell you how impressed I am with how, as a person and a brand, she is really becoming a legitimate role model for the babies, and I love that, for the little girls. That is so important. Thank you for agreeing with me, Gina. You're amazing. Okay, you guys are amazing. I'm going to try to wrap it up. Now, if you want to stay on your animals, this is for the animals now. I'm going to actually get into, the nuts and bolts of the game. I'm going to break down some of the technicalities of what I watched. I have notes. During the game, I take notes, and then I take mental notes. And now I won't have time tonight, but tomorrow I will be posting some recaps of the game with some of my commentary. That might have brought you here. I do have a certain way of doing things, and I try to look at what's interesting to me, and then that commentary becomes part of that. Let's see here. Who's just jumped in? AB. Let's see. This is ABD fan. I'm not sure who that is. Are you talking about AB, our girl AB? Let's see here. Knowles joined. Knowles, thanks for joining. And Desiree said, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you. The subscription is only $2.99. Now, I don't do any sexy dances or anything. I know that might disappoint you. So you're wondering, why should I subscribe to this guy? He's just yelling in the mic, and he's making graphics, and he's wearing glasses. Why should I subscribe to him? Well, we have a really killer fantasy football league. That's why. And subscription gets you access to it. Hey, man, we're 60 days away from training camp or something. It's going to go this fast, or maybe even less than that. Or that's preseason, maybe, whatever. But football's already heating up. I talked about it last night. We just mentioned it, and I got 4 of our OGs from last year hit me up. I'm in, right? Oh, yeah, I was on Elijah's live. Elijah, he didn't make it, but I jumped on Elijah's live earlier today, a few hours ago, Desiree. Elijah's one of our OGs. And I was talking to him, and he's like, dude, I'm in, right? I'm in. And he was like, I was like, yeah, dude, you're totally in. I want 10 teams this year. I really want to expand it. I think we can do it. But here's the thing. I'm going to raise the subscription to $9.99 because you need some skin in the game. I'm not trying to make money off you, but you need some skin in the game because we are serious about this league, and we need you to stay in it. So if you do it for free, you're just going to bail and not set your lineups up, and that is not sportsmanlike. We need people that want to win. And we talk trash to each other. And everybody wants to beat me, right? Apparently it's pretty easy to do. I've had a tough 2 years. My point is, the $9.99 subscription the $2.99 is going to go to $9.99. So jump in now. And look, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm just saying, if you want to be a part of something incredible, we do lives like this. We talk about our fantasy. It is so fun. We do a different kind of league than you've ever experienced. The scoring is you score hundreds of points. Scoring is not little. We have big time scores, 100, 700 points. It's crazy. We have incredible bonuses. We have it set up. You know how when you watch a Monday Night Football game and the team is down, but then a Hail Mary pass and then they win by 1. It's you didn't think they could ever win, but they pull it out, right? We have set up, but it's the luck of the draw, lady luck, fate. We've set it up in our fantasy league where you could win anytime with getting a crazy bonus that will give you so many points. It'll put you over the top. If you're in Monday Night Football, you're lagging, right? You're behind in points. So it's designed like the real game where you're never out of it. For example, if your team pitches a shutout defensively, I think that's 300 points for a goose egg, right? Boom, right? That's huge, right? So we have big scoring bonuses, but it's rare stuff, right? If you throw a 50-yard touchdown, your quarterback gets 50-point bonus on top of the touchdown. So it's 75 points. It's crazy. So it makes the drafting very intricate because depending on and kickers have a different scoring system, right? So you kind of want to strategize around scoring as well, deciding on who you're going to pick. It really makes it a lot of fun. Okay, I'm talking about football. There you go. So thank you. Desiree has her fantasy name picked out. All right, don't surprise us. I know it has something to do with Taylor Swift, right? It's got to have something to do with Taylor Swift. In fact, I almost thought I had a different theme for tonight if they were going to lose, and it had something to do with the Taylor Swift song. It's crazy, I know. My daughter's a huge Taylor Swift fan, so I've been indoctrinated. Thank God she doesn't make me listen to it anymore. But no, some of her music's pretty great. Yes, sir. That's right. Okay, so let's talk about the game really quick. Okay, we got the diehards. I could go on forever, but I don't want to do that, and it's late. So let's just get into some of this. Okay, so the Fever, as you can see in my graphic, they beat. Let's get into the technicalities. So for those of you nerds that like the technical talk, let's get into it. Okay. And this, by the way, learning the technical aspect of the game and breaking down the stats leads you to understanding the future of where a team's going. Caitlin Clark and the Fever continue their regular season, it says here. I'm reading an article that breaks it down really well. This is Hawk Central. It's like a local, Indiana paper. It might just be sports, but it's pretty good. Um, 83-71. That was a very good win. They held the Dream to the record low scoring. So it was the lowest scoring game of the season, I think, for them, at least in the first half. It humbled them, really humbled them. They didn't really get warm until the end of the game. It was kind of crazy. 83-71. The Fever are really hard to beat at home. That's why it's important they get home court as much as you can in the W. It's important they have a winning record and they have really good matchup wins. So a win against the Fever is really smart. We like that. Oh, by the way, it just occurred to me, the Commissioner's Cup, it's pointless. It's bullshit. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to talk about. I hate the in-season tournaments. The reason why they created it is because it's an opportunity to get players who don't get the big contracts a little extra cheddar during the season, and they get a trophy and some extra bonuses. For the ladies, whoever wins gets $500,000 as a team, and they get to break it up. So that's why they were excited when they won the Commissioner's Cup. Remember, the Fever won the Commissioner's Cup last year, and that was an awesome accomplishment. And it brought the ladies together. Money always brings you together. But when you're at a point where you really are expected to win, there's a lot of expectations on you. Sometimes the money doesn't quite matter when you're getting your ass kicked. So Commissioner's Cup, but what's good is the Fever have a win. Commissioner's Cup, that's good for them. So the Fever are now 5-4, which is awesome. You're now over 500. You never want to be under 500, like 4-10, right? You want to be over 500. That's amazing. They were last. I think they were actually 8th place for playoffs. This helps them out a little bit. They were tied with the expansion team, the Tempo, which is embarrassment. Thanks for watching, guys. We've had over 1,000 viewers, and we still have you guys hanging out. We got double digits. We are 3 followers away from breaking my follower goal tonight. Thank you. We're at 8,000 hearts. Thank you. We've gotten some gifts. You guys are legends. Thank you so much. On our leaderboard, look at this. We've got Gina Jaggers and Shane. Shane is risen up on the leaderboard. Mitch Martin's on the leaderboard still. Mari Gold 73. We got Poppy. All right, you guys love the names. Thank you. Again, we're almost at 8,000K. We're breaking down the Fever win. We're getting into the technicalities. Also, if you just joined me, we are simulcasting on YouTube right now live. You can jump to YouTube. I have a much bigger setup with other graphics. You can't see it on TikTok because I'm in the box. But you can also catch all of this live on YouTube. It is archived. I thought I got to start doing a double thing, and I got to archive. These lives are so dope. I got to have people be able to watch them right away if they miss the TikTok live, and you can check it out. Now, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, I am talking to the chat on TikTok, so the questions are coming from the chat. We did have a YouTube question earlier. Thank you. But I'm having technical difficulties, and that's a different screen. It dropped off, so I can't see your YouTube comments, but thank you. I did try to answer one of them. If you want to get in on the comments, jump to Real Jason J. Daniel on TikTok. Let's see here. So Caitlin Clark played 31 minutes. She had 17 points, 7 rebounds. That's a solid game for an average player. People want more from her, right? Okay, whatever. She had 8 assists. She had 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and 17 points. Caitlin Clark was sniffing, they call it sniffing a triple-double. And she was on the edge of a double-double. That is amazing. She had 1 block, no steals on this stat line. I think she had a steal, and maybe they're not crediting her, or maybe I was mistaken. But she had a block. Come on. Don't talk to me about she don't play defense. I don't want to hear that shit. She got a block. Let's see here. She personally had 3 turnovers, but that's okay. She was getting a little risky. She only had 4 fouls. Now, she was 6 for 17 overall shooting. That's not awesome percentage-wise, but she's a shooter. She's a 2. She's your leader. You expect her to shoot a lot of shots. I'm not unhappy with that. In fact, let me blow your mind. I think if Caitlin Clark is not taking 22 to 25 shots a game, the coaching staff is failing. So if she makes 3 out of 22, I'm good with that. I need her to, because, and that's not going to happen because she's a shooter. And the warmer she gets, the better she shoots. And shooters got to shoot, and she needs to get warm. Kelsey Mitchell will take 20 shots a game, in which she was doing last year, which was driving me crazy. So not doing that, right? Not doing that. The Kelsey, thanks for the likes, guys. We're not doing that. Kelsey only gets those shots, and Caitlin doesn't. I need Caitlin to take 20-22. But when I watched the game, I understood she was busy doing a lot of stuff. So what's crazy is Caitlin Clark is getting 7 rebounds and 8 assists, and I'm still asking for her to shoot 25. I'm asking a lot because I know if you put your superstar in that situation, you give them the rock that many times, good things happen. You need good things to happen for good things to happen. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We're a little over our time here. Okay, so next game is June the 6th. That's in 2 days. New York Liberty. Going to be on CBS, nationwide games, so mark your calendars for that. I most likely will not be doing a live on that game unless something crazy happens. My next live will be after the Chicago Sky game on the 11th. So here's the next 3 games. June the 6th, June the 8th at Mystics. So they're on the road now. They're at Liberty. That's going to be a tough game. I'm interested. Another test. I'm interested to see how they play. 8K on the Hearts. Thank you, guys. Lucy said exactly. That's right, Lucy. We agree. June 8th, Washington Mystics at 6 p.m. They're at Washington. So that a little East Coast move. That one's on the old Peacock. So you got to stream that one. June the 11th at the Sky. That should be fun. That should be interesting. And that's on Amazon Prime. So in order to watch these 3 games, you're going to have 3 different streaming. It's crazy. They're making us pay out the wazoo for this, man. I have all these. I have like, God knows how much. I think I have every channel because I just don't want to miss anything. I'm like, I don't want to be the guy that somebody's like, hey, did you watch this on Hulu? And I don't want to not have Hulu. So I got FOBO. Is it FOMO with that? Okay, streaming. Okay, so let's see here. This is the wrong article. There's another article on the recap. Let's see here. Wow, there's a better article. I can't find it. There's so many great articles now. I'm trying to look for Hawk Central again. Here we go. Let me just go to Hawk Central. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the stat line for some of these other. Let me just go to W. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry, this is bad podcaster, but I'm trying to find the stat line for tonight. Oh, here we go. Okay. Tonight, so let's get into it for the players. We talked about Caitlin. Let's see here. Howard for the Dreams. For the Fever. Howard had 37 minutes and 6 points. You see, all of these superstars go in and out, in and out. Caitlin doesn't. She has a bad game, but when there's drama, it's not because she got shut down. It's impossible to shut her down. And you know the other thing, let me just jump out and say this. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. The other thing that stood out to me when I watched the Fever just take this team apart was this. The only team I feel like, because I was like, okay, the Fever are better than every team. It depends on the situation, but they can beat any team and beat them well. And we've seen that, right? The Dream came into the Fever and they got pounded. They beat them. They had like a 15, 16 point lead at times. They beat them soundly. They crushed them, shut down their stars, all these things. So I thought, okay, they can beat them. I know they can beat any team. So I thought, what's the problem? And it occurred to me, the only team that can consistently beat the Fever on a consistent basis, in my opinion, is the Fever. They're the only team that can beat them themselves. Think about that. Look what happened this weekend. And look what happened that game before, or the game where the shouting match happened. We'll call that the cursed game. That was very cursed. Look what happened at the cursed game. You saw a team coming apart at the seams. You saw a team completely unraveling. And they beat themselves. They stopped playing. They shut down. It was just chaos. And tonight you saw a team that was like, kumbaya, let's play some guitars, have a cookout, do the campfire, everybody chest bump to save the season. You saw the love. You saw the chemistry. And that came from a team that was up against the wall. And there were some people who seriously thought this weekend, I'm either getting fired or I could be traded. Think about that. When a coach gets fired, sometimes trades are planned for the future. There's a trade deadline. Keep that in mind. So when these things happen on pro teams, it's not just one player that feels a heat. It's all the players that freak out. Everybody starts getting concerned about what's going to happen for the entire team. Everybody thinks about themselves because, hey, no one is above trading. Even Caitlin Clark, if she starts struggling and has a terrible year or it becomes super toxic, everyone is potentially a tradable asset. Guys, thanks for watching. We're trying to wind down, but it's getting great. My name is Jason J. Daniel. Everyone on the internet, we are going live. We're talking about the Fever. The curse is broken. What an incredible game. Caitlin Clark is the Infinity Goat. She put on the Thanos glove and snapped her fingers right at the end of the third quarter and just changed that game. And that's Caitlin Clark's power. She can change a game, man, just by doing what she does. And when a team gets hit by that, it's like lightning, and they got to call timeout. They score 8 points on them. All of a sudden, they're behind, or they were trying to make a comeback, and Caitlin smokes it, and she embarrasses them, and Caitlin does a tongue and gets the crowd going, and it's a crazy thing. You got to call a timeout, and it's just chaos, and you come back, and your team's trying to catch. The team's like, what just hit us? That's the power of Caitlin Clark. No other player in the league has that, honestly. Not even Asia. Nobody has that power to hit you like that. Boom. And the whole team is rattled. It's crazy. And to make an arena go crazy, we haven't seen enough of that. We saw it once earlier this year. We just saw it tonight. And Caitlin does it when her back's against the wall and when we need it the most. She brings out Goat Thanos. We love this, right? And everything stops. She changes the game for the entire night. And that's why Caitlin Clark is a worldwide phenomenon. Angel Reese had 11 points. Where'd those come from? Was it free throws? That's interesting. 4 for 9 shooting, 0 for 1 at the 3. Okay, she hit 3 free throws. Okay. She had 10 rebounds. Okay, I stand corrected. I didn't know she had that many rebounds. See, that's why stats are important. It's better than me just running my mouth. Okay, maybe the turnovers confuse me because you have, 6 turnovers? And all of them, I think, were scorable turnovers. They were critical. So you can take those 11 points off the board because she kind of gave them back, right? But look, it's not a bad game. It's a decent game. That coach knows what he's doing. If he can get that production out of her and I miss it, that's good. Gray, is it Aisha Gray? She was also shut down a little bit. She had 13 points, 5 for 18 shooting. That's kind of Caitlin Clark-like shooting, so nobody criticizes that, right? She was 0 for 4 at the 3. For Gray, that was a little different than for her. She had a tough time, and no one else was a factor. Let's see here. Let's go the Fever, and we'll go through the stat line of the Fever, and then we'll wrap it because it's almost 10:30 my time. Guys, thank you for the gifts, and thank you for watching. We have had a consistent audience, so thank you. I don't know how many people are watching on YouTube, but we had 400 views on YouTube last night up until I shut it down, and then by midnight it was a grand. So thank you guys for going back and watching that. We have 8,000 thumb taps, so thank you so much. All that is dope. Thank you. And we did get one little notice by TikTok, but we didn't get shut down. Hospice nurse Tina, I wonder what you do for a living. Thanks for joining us. You keep people comfortable in a very tough time. So hats off to you. Thanks for joining us. You're joining late. We've been talking about the team for an hour and 20 minutes. Now I'm just going through the stat. This is for the nerds at the end. This is nerd talk. We're going through the stats, not the sexy stuff. This is where the rubber meets the road, and you really learn a lot about a team, where they're going and where they've been. Let's see here. We talked about Caitlin's line, which was crazy. She was sniffing a triple double. See, Caitlin has a very she had 8 rebounds or 8 rebounds, which is crazy. Let's see here. Lexie Hull, 20 minutes, 4 points. She played kind of not a Lexie Hull kind of game, but she did hit her free throws. If you're coming off the bench, she played great defense. She got 2 boards and she hit 2 free throws. And she was 0 for 1 at the 3-point line. And I like that. I'll tell you why I like that. It's better than 0 for 6, right? It's better than 0 for 5, 0 for 3. That 0 for 3 is not too bad, but here's the thing. 0 for 1 shows me that she picked her time to take a 3 and she was judicious about it. That is smart basketball, and she's a really smart basketball IQ player. Billings, who I'm loving some Billings. Billings comes in and she plays. She's your big option. She plays some good minutes. I love her. She's fierce. And there are times she comes in with a block. Was it the last game? Yeah, I think the last game she came in the last game. She got a few blocks and she was posing. She was into it. Timson does that too, but Timson's got the guns. Timson's got the gun show. Thanks for watching, guys. We're live on YouTube at the same time, simulcasting. It's archived, so you can go back and watch what you missed. I know, right? You're like, I can't wait to watch this guy talk for another hour. Aliyah Boston, 19 points. Solid night for Boston. 31 minutes. Let's see here. She was 6 for 12. Pretty nice. Okay. All right. She hit she took 4 3-point shots and hit 3. Okay. If you guys joined me last night, I got really upset over the fact that Aliyah Boston's taken too many threes, in my opinion. And I keep saying it makes me crazy. I stand corrected. I have to shut my mouth on that. She hit 3 out of 4. That's better than Caitlin, right? What was Caitlin's? Caitlin was, she was 2 for 8. But Caitlin can do that. I want her to take 8 shots, right? 2 for 8. So she was better at the 3. She was better at the 3-point line than Caitlin. Aliyah was. So she had a really solid night. And look, she made my graphic. She was a defensive powerhouse. I loved it. I think she really likes to play against Angel Reese. Because everybody wants to be Angel Reese. So not but beat her. Oh my God, you guys are still watching. Thank you. We're at 6 follows. If you guys haven't followed me, please consider it. 6 follows for the live. I'm sorry, bad podcaster. Kelsey Mitchell, she was 25 points. That was dope. 11 for 15, very good. She hit 3 threes too. She was on fire. Oh, how about that Cunningham 3? That was hot. It just like ricocheted off, or however, like it just something like it was a pass that was like deep, like a line drive or a back pass. I forget exactly the scenario. And she instinctively took that 3. It was like in the moment. It was such a great shot, and she nailed it. That was a game changer. Some shots are game changing shots. Let's see here. Hines Allen, who I'm loving me. Hines Allen comes in like a truck, like a tank. 16 minutes, 5 points, but that's okay. Hines Allen's job is to not score, but did good when it was time to score. Hines Allen took 6 shots, made 2, and was took 3 3-pointers. Maybe it was when they were blowing him out. I was like, what do you do? I didn't see that. And then had 7 rebounds. That's your job. Everybody they killed the boards. Boston had 7 rebounds. Caitlin had 7. Hines had 7. They smoked on the boards. Billings had 5. Timson did not. Timson played 14 minutes and was a non-factor. Had no stat line at all. Had 3 rebounds. Had 1 turnover, and that's not good. So she had a tough night. And Johnson, we'll end with Johnson. Johnson had 5 points, 2 for 3, 2 for 5. Sorry. She was 1 for 1 on the 3-point line. Love that. 2 rebounds, 3 assists. I love that. That's a solid stat line for your 1 guard. That's what you need from her. Also, it's more the intangibles of what she brings on the court. These numbers don't give you the full story for Raven. She has a tough she came in with a tough assignment. She had talked some shit about Caitlyn, right? And she came in and everybody's like, oh, Raven and Caitlyn are going to fight. And that wasn't even a problem. You know, Caitlyn respects it. I respect it. Somebody talked shit about me, but then I went to their team and they were like, hey, they were humble about it. I totally respect that. And she's got to fill in and essentially get Caitlyn the ball and get Kelsey Mitchell the ball. Raven, they have not, look at last year, right? The last 2 years, especially last year. They had McDonald, and then you had a lot of was it Cole? You had like a lot of revolving point guards, and you got Caitlyn doing too much point guard, in my opinion, right? You got all that. Now this year you got Raven, and you got the bench filling in, and Caitlyn is not playing it as much, and I love that. She's more gravitating towards the two. Caitlyn plays point guard when they go with the fast set, which is you got the backcourt of Kelsey and Caitlyn. I love how that's a strategy that they're playing. The substitutions are making very good sense to me. I'm feeling great about these things that I'm seeing, especially tonight. So Raven where I'm about to go with this is I think Raven's your point guard of the future. I think we found that point guard. They've been really searching for a point guard of the future that can take the load off of Caitlyn, and I think we found that with Raven. So really good stuff there. So that's it. I'm going to end with Raven. I'm going to end it. We got to do some stuff. I got to eat some food. I got to get my din. It's 10:30 on the Pacific Coast. So I want to say it's been almost 2 hours. This is crazy. I knew this would be a fun one. You guys have kept me going. It's been very busy. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your comments. Sorry we had some technical difficulties. Thank you guys for hanging in there. And even my box is a little tight. I have a little, that came out weird. The box that I'm in on TikTok is tighter than I want it to be. So I'm working on getting that angle in. So forgive me on that. So it was tough to read your comments. So usually I'm very quicker, but I had to set up a temporary comment thing. Look, we're doing this online. It's the internet. I have to work on some things on my end to try to make sure we don't have these difficulties. But and now we're starting to lag a little bit, which is what TikTok started doing last night. So it's time to get off. So, okay, really quick. My name is Jason J. Daniel. I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch the replay, it's on YouTube. It was simulcasting at the same time. Jason J. Daniel on all the socials. Hit that follow button up there right above. I think it's right on my head right now. Please follow me if you haven't done it. We won our follow goal, which is 8 or 9. It's okay. We tried. But almost 8,500 hearts. Thank you guys. Thank you for hanging in there. It's been a lot of fun. I will be doing my next Fever podcast will be next week, probably after the third game. Oh, wow. Yeah, I actually will maybe wheels up in Dallas by then. I'm looking at my calendar on the wall. So I might be going live in Dallas. We'll see. Depends on how my night goes. That'll be cool. That'll be fun. So look for a live that night or maybe when I come back Friday night. But I'm trying to go live every 3 games and just do like a compilation rather than going live every game. Last year, that didn't quite work out because when Caitlyn was hurt, it was pointless. So I'm trying to do it in bunches. Please definitely consider subscribing. $2.99 for our fantasy football league. It's coming up. Half of the seats are already taken. It's a blast. I want to say thank you to our moderator tonight, Desiree. She is just a champ and a really great friend, and she keeps the live very clean and crisp. And without Desiree, it would just be chaos, trust me, because Caitlin Clark is so polarizing, and especially Angel Reese. People will get on these lives and make it really hard to have a good time. So thank you, Desiree. Hats off to you. We love you. She's just said subscribe is worth every penny. Thank you, Desiree. Please consider subscribing. And also, last thing I'll say is you can follow me on the internet everywhere, Jason J. Daniel. I do interviews with cool people, so you can check that out. Check out the archive. And every like, subscription, follow counts. If you go to some of my TikToks and like them, repost them, just even make a comment, interact with it. It helps me. It helps me be successful. If you don't subscribe and if you don't give me coins or whatever, just be present and engage with my stuff, and that's a really good gift. So there you go. So I'm signing off from California. Caitlin Clark and the Fever, they break the curse. The GOAT The Thanos, Goat Thanos, or the Infinity Goat brought out the Infinity Gauntlet, snapped her fingers, took over the game. We love to see that. It was a great crowd, great energy. Fever win at home. They are now above 500. That is wonderful. They have a tough stretch of games. They're going to be on the East Coast for the next 3 games, so check that out. CBS, Peacock, and Amazon Prime, so you got to stream all those. And that's it. So from all of us on my team of radical people that love sports, we're signing off. God bless you and do your thing and take care. I'm going to sign off on YouTube first. No, actually, we'll sign off on TikTok since that's easier. Go with God, via con Dios, and maybe God will smile on you. Take care, guys. Bye now. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we have ended the live. We are still live right now on the old YouTube. Oh, Jesus, that was loud. Sorry, guys. Ouch. Good thing it was at the end of the show. So we're still live on the old YouTube machine. That was very loud. I dropped an electronic device on my desk here. So thanks for watching. I am sorry if I missed some of your comments on the old YouTube. Because got a lot. Wow, I got a lot of comments. Oh man, I missed. Oh wow, got a lot of comments. Sorry about that, guys. I wish I would have seen your comments on YouTube. Let's see. Some of you are still watching, so let me address them. The TikTok live is over. So what I do is I simulcast live on TikTok and YouTube. I see the TikTok comments first. And I had a lot of technical difficulties, so let me get in there. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, guys. Appreciate it. Mellow Madness said, let me stretch this out here. Let me see here. Cool. Okay, Mellow Madness said, I'm trying to see all your comments. Okay, here we go. What curse am I referring to? I addressed that. I didn't know they had a curse. She beat Angel before, didn't she? I was talking about in sports. Having a curse on your team or a person being cursed or a situation is a very sports thing. It's a traditional thing that people always talk about in sports. So that was the theme that I've been talking about, is I feel like they've been cursed, and last weekend was really nuts. So it wasn't just about Angel Reese and them coming in. It wasn't like they broke the curse of playing Angel Reese, or like they can't get over that hump. I see where you're coming from with that, but it was more just the Fever beat themselves because of all the drama and the pressure on this team. This team has a lot of pressure. Mellow Madness says, what caused the curse? Are you just making a curse up? No, I think you missed the point. Hopefully you listened and I'm sorry. I wish I could have saw these comments. They're really awesome. I just wasn't able to see them. No, it's not about, again, it's not about who they're playing. It's sometimes sports teams go through a curse and they can't get over a certain hump. One of the concerns I have is Caitlin Clark may never win a championship or get deep in the playoffs. The Fever did last year, but she didn't, so I'm concerned with that. Let's see here. You also said, did he say chest bump to save the season? Yeah, I did say that because you're saying, bro, we are 10 games in. What's going on here? Okay, you must be, no disrespect, Mellow Madness, and I appreciate you. You should subscribe. You didn't subscribe. I don't know why you didn't subscribe. You were talking a lot to me. I think you just might I don't think you quite understand the humor and where I was going. It's an analogy to prove a point. It's to be entertaining and kind of ironic and funny. And yes, the fact that you thought it was corny, that's the point, right? The chest bump that saves the season, obviously, that's just me trying to be funny, right? So there you go. But look, you're confused because you don't know me, right? So if you watch my comedy, you watch my style, you'll understand it. Okay, I just looked at the stats, 17 points. Okay, here's the problem. And looks like Mitchell had a better game. What's wrong with you all? Oh, you're not a fan of Caitlin Clark. Okay, fair enough. Here's the thing, Mello, and when you come back and watch this, what I'm going to do is I'll respond to your comments and I'll ask you to watch it because I'd rather you watch my response. Thank you. You did a lot of comments. I appreciate it. It's okay. Caitlin Clark should be taking 20 to 22 shots a game. I'll help you with this, okay? Because I understand you're kind of new to some of these things. Look at the shots that Kobe and Jordan and LeBron averaged throughout their career. They always averaged in the 20s or high teens, 60, right? So Caitlin must, when you're in that position, you're playing those minutes, you must take a lot of shots. So come on, you're not going to hit every shot. And if you're trying to say you're basically saying that she has to be 75% from the field, or you disrespect her game. Come on, you know how good she is. So most people I wouldn't break this down for, but I appreciate your comments. I'm doing it. Let's see here. She shot 8 threes. Yes, she was 2 for 8. Sorry. One of those threes was a game changer and killed the momentum of the dream, and that was it. The whole crowd went crazy. You know, Mello, I don't understand you and other people don't get on board and go, this is a really great play. You don't even have to call her the GOAT. Why don't you just say she's really great? She's fun to watch. She lights up an arena. Think about this. What other player will make the entire arena go crazy? What other player hits a three, runs all the way, can go back to the other end, get a steal or a block, which she will do, get the momentum, get in the lane, get the ball back for an assist and a score, and they got to call a timeout? Come on, man. Sorry, I got air. I'm drinking and yelling. Come on, man. You got to just be honest. I just want people to be honest. I want people to be real about what Caitlin Clark brings to sports in general. You don't have to love her. You can hate her all you want. Just be respectful to what a person brings. For example, I was trashing Angel Reese earlier in my podcast because all I paid attention to was the turnovers. I was reading the stats before I jumped here. You probably saw it. Because I'm simulcasting, I turned off TikTok Live. I was reading the stats because that's really where the rubber meets the road, right? And that's what an educational sports fan does. Or an educated one. They educate themselves, right? Okay. So I'm reading the box score of all. Angel Reese had a decent game. I didn't know she had 10 rebounds. Now she had a lot of turnovers. She had 5 turnovers. And the Fever scored off of every one of those turnovers. She had 10 points. So she pretty much gave those points back. So that's my problem with her. But she had a really decent game for her. So I gave her some flowers and said, I stand corrected. So I'm open-minded. Look, if Angel Reese really continues to go down the road she's going, she'll be a better player, and it's better for all of us. I respect that. 10 games in. Yeah, we're okay. Mello, you said we are 10 games in. Do you know how long a season is? I mean, come on. Some of the stuff you're saying, I think you just want somebody to help you understand it, and I'm here for you. There's 40-ish games in the season. You're a quarter done. 10 games is a lot. You're done. The season's long because they play games every 2 or 3 days, right? The Fever, I'm looking at my calendar. In the next 8 days, they play 3 games. Come on, right? Yeah, so 9 games. That's not a lot of games in 3 days. I mean, for some it might be. But my point is like we're 10 games in. Yeah, the season can go really bad really early. And how many games did the Fever win last year? They won like something like 20-ish or 22, right? So come on, man. Like you're mixing things up with the NBA. You don't got 80 games, 82 games. I just looked at the stats. Okay. Curse is broken. Yeah, thank you for enjoying. Y'all make shit up. Oh, okay, here we go. So here's where I'm going. I'm starting to go down the chat, and you're starting to be more nasty and mean, and you're starting to be a dick. So I'm going to scroll through it here, and I'm going to see if anything you say is worth it. I'm not going to waste my time with you, okay? Because you have to grow up a little bit and understand that there are people that like Caitlin Clark. You need to come to grips with this. And this is what I tell people like you all the time. That's why I love having this interaction. You don't know what greatness looks like because you're too young. What are you? You might be like 17 or 20 or 19. You talk very young. And your sports knowledge is super limited. So it shows me that you haven't really watched a lot of sports in general. You have to watch more than just one league to understand sports. It's a culture, bro. So here's the thing. You don't understand greatness because you've never seen this in your lifetime. You've never seen a player this dominant. You've never seen a player do what she did, and you don't know what she did in college because you didn't watch. You're a hate-filled person because you don't understand much in your life. You don't really understand probably anything. You probably are broke. I'm being honest. You probably live a low-level life, and because you wrote the word mediocre, that lets me know you live a mediocre life and you think about things in a mediocre lens, right? So I'm trying to help you be smarter. Take off the blinders. Quit being hateful and quit just the reason why I know you need help and you need to be set free from your weird hatefulness about Caitlin Clark is you kept just jamming my chat. You got all these things in my chat to try to get my attention. I'm sorry I didn't see it. I would have enjoyed talking with you during the broadcast, so thank you. But you have to understand there's a line. When you start posting things that are really negative and vicious and kind of borderline bullying, that just means you're not really a true fan of sports. You're a fan of drama, and you're a fan of trying to rile people up. You wouldn't have riled me up, but I would have been honest with you like I'm being honest now. You need to grow up a little bit because you're being a dick with these comments. I'm not on crack. I'm very smart. Okay, but thank you. Okay. Oh, here we go. This guy, Peter, said, got released from witness protection. Didn't see you last Thursday or Saturday. The Front Runners Network. You got released. I'm not sure you're talking to there. Okay. So S2 Bling. Sorry, guys, I'm reading these late. S2 Bling said, Cece had a great game tonight. Let's talk about all the clowns who said they were going to boycott the game because of some pride nonsense. Do you know I never saw that? Sorry, I'm getting chapped. Man, I'm still talking to you guys. I thought I would wrap it up, but this is fun. No, I didn't. I didn't see anything about people trying to boycott the league because of pride. You know what's interesting is they didn't mention pride at all in the game that I saw tonight. It didn't really occur to me. So I don't know if that's even a thing. Now, Major League Baseball was getting a little bit of heat because they were posting a lot of pride stuff on their social and people were like trying to go to town on it. But they looked like they had a packed house. I don't know. I didn't read the attendance. Caitlin, S2 Bling says, Caitlin is a good player, but she has the most toxic fan base in all of sports. I'm gonna maybe be okay with you getting away with saying that because I have a hard time disproving some of the stuff I've seen. But let me tell you this. Let me be fair. I see a lot of hateful stuff on X because Jason J. Daniel, I have 7,000, almost 8,000 followers on X. I see a lot of negative stuff about race towards Caitlin Clark and a lot of people calling her racist stuff. I see a lot of people calling, let me just be honest. I hate talking about this because it makes me just sick to think that we still have to do this. But there are a lot of people that go back and forth on race when it comes to Caitlin Clark on both sides. So that is when you say they have the most toxic fan base, I'm not going to argue with you because I have seen some stuff. Look, okay, now if you guys don't follow me, Real Jason J. Daniel, I didn't get the graphic up, but on TikTok, I'm Real Jason J. Daniel, and that's where all the comments were coming from tonight. I get, like this weekend, I got 2,500 comments roughly on all my TikToks. I broke a quarter of a million views, right, on my TikTok. And it's pretty fun. Check it out. In that, I get, like I said, thousands of comments. I try not to read them because they're so hateful and toxic towards, not me, towards each other. And in some cases, I will see some of the comments, and it is disturbing to me. I see a lot of people talking about race and talking about sexual orientation, and I see a lot of people bullying and hating on that, and it's disturbing on both sides. And I think we have to just stop. We have to stop. We have to stop using language that talks about we have to stop. We have to grow up as a society and understand that life's not fair and bad things have happened to people. Sure, no one has had a perfect life, but you can't put that on a sporting event. And just because a player is a certain culture or they believe a certain religion or they have a certain political opinion on both sides, you got to leave that out. Now, I'm talking to anybody that listens to me say this. You're a mature person and you understand what I'm saying. We have to grow up as a society all the way around, everybody. But for those of you that still engage in that kind of talk and hatefulness, there's no fixing you. You're too dumb to be fixed. Because the truth is, dumb people go there before going to the facts of a matter. And that's all I'll say. I'm not trying to preach to you, but I don't go there on I don't do that on my podcast because it's already, you guys can go somewhere else and see that. That's not the world I live in. I want to enjoy the game for what it is. So I hear you. And sure. Look, when it comes to pride in the WNBA, yes, I understand the WNBA has an agenda. They have a political agenda. If I have a problem with it, then I don't watch it. But I've never had a problem with it. It's not a problem for me. Right? So I don't think it through. I don't think about it, right? I mean, I love all people. So it's, I love the WNBA. I think the ladies play harder than I don't watch the NBA finals because those guys are fake. It's all about stats and social media followers. They don't play defense. They let people get wide open shots in the playoffs. It's crazy, dude. The last playoffs are doing wide open shots with no defense for the win. Like, who does that? There's no pride there's no pride of like ego in the NBA, but there's pride, in the WNBA for sure. But I'm just saying the WNBA is a much funner product for me. Let's see here. So S2 Bling is now in the chat talking hateful about the fans. Come on, man. I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. So you're talking about me and I'm not any of those things. Come on, right? If you subscribed and watched my videos and you took the time to know me, you would know that I would never sit down with someone who's toxic and watch a game that's focused on the race of the person playing or their sexual orientation. That's just dumb. That you're not, again, here's my thing. If somebody doesn't want to go to a WNBA game because they are doing Pride Day or Pride Week or Pride Month, you're not a sports fan, right? You're a fan of your politics. Whatever makes you make a choice above all, you're a fan of that. You're not a fan of the thing you're pretending to be a fan of. Like, for example, if I'm so religious that I can't watch a movie with sex and violence and enjoy it, I don't like movies. I like religion more than movies. You know what I'm saying? So if you're so caught up that you can't go to I can't go to a game because there's lesbians on the court, then you're not a fan of the game. That should never be. It shouldn't occur to you. It's sports. Shouldn't occur to you. Dude, look, in all sports, there are people of different sexual orientations that you never know. It's not even about that. And if you know, then more power to you. I've been watching CC since high school. There you go, S2 Bling. You're too young to understand her greatness. And I'm not going to hold that against you because you guys have not seen anyone like this before. This is what I was trying to say earlier. You've never seen anybody like her. So you hate her. You type hateful stuff. The fans are toxic. Oh, my God, she's not that good. Oh, she missed the shot. Oh, she doesn't play defense. You're just spoiled brats. You're just spoiled rotten. And everything you see on your phone you think is real, and it's just a cartoon to you because you're too young to understand what real sports are. You're too young to understand that if you missed a game on TV, you had to look at the paper or wait for it to show up online to know what happened or listen to it on the radio. I was such a diehard NBA fan when I was younger. I would listen to every game on the radio if I couldn't watch it. I love sports. I'd read it. I didn't care about what race or culture. I didn't care about that stuff. That's just foolishness. If you've been watching her since high school, that means that you just got out of high school. So I'm not going to take you seriously if you say hateful stuff because you're not old enough to understand. You don't understand greatness. Okay, so I'm not reading your stuff anymore. Let's see here. I checked out Rosalina Lee's latest vid. Okay, Desi Handel said, I checked out Rosalina Lee's latest vid. I know who that is. She's awesome. CC's defense wasn't too shabby, in my opinion. It wasn't bad tonight. In fact, here's how I feel about that. You guys, thanks for watching. The viewers just went up. Okay, I was supposed to end this 30 minutes ago. I think the whole defense Caitlyn doesn't play defense thing was made up by dudes that are misogynistic that want to find a reason to hate her. So only men say, play defense. Women don't care about that in the women's game. They've never really cared about that. I mean, they play good defense, solid defense, but no one gets criticized for their defense except Caitlin Clark and then maybe Angel Reese. And it's dudes that do it because men that don't understand the game offensively will always go to defense because you understand not scoring. That's easy to understand, right? Oh, you missed a shot because somebody was in your face. Good defense. You have no idea what good defense is. You don't no idea that you have to have good footwork and spacing, where your eyes are on the hips. You have to have balance. Where's your hand at? You don't get it, dude. So these dudes are just making that up. But I'm open-minded to the fact that sometimes she's been a liability because all of them are confused on defense. Let me share one more thing about defense I think that will enlighten you. Sophie Cunningham on the 2nd, that was 2 days ago, she did an interview like at the court side, and I clipped it. It's on my TikTok, Real Jason J. Daniel. Watch it for yourself. She said, this team has a low defensive IQ. We only play one scheme when we have 10. Nobody understands defense except few of us. And if you don't understand defense, you're not going to play anymore. We're drawing a line. It was pretty telling to me. So when people say Caitlyn doesn't play defense, you have to understand she yells at the defensive coach because the other team is not playing the other players are not playing defense. When Caitlyn was yelling at her team on the bench, it's because they weren't playing defense and they were there was a tight game and she can't stomach that shit. Why? Because she went to Iowa, which is a very defensive-minded school. And when you're on the court 40 minutes, you got to play good defense. She played good defense in college, and she has statistics she was averaging steals and blocks, mostly steals in college, and she has a stat line. She averages steals over periods of games. So you can't tell me, and blocks at times, but more steals. You can't tell me she doesn't play defense. That shows me you don't know what defense is. And you don't understand offensive schemes, you don't understand her as a player, you don't know what position she should be playing, and you don't realize who's out of position. I see the Fever players out of position all the time, except not tonight. They were all in position, and I love that. And you see the results of being in position defensively. So thank you, Dexy Handle. Mick Guichion said, Dream could not hit any baskets. Yeah, because they played solid defense. And that was really surprising. Was it Howard only had 6 points? Howard's a scoring machine. That showed you something. They shut everybody down they could shut down. They only scored 71 points. The Fever outscored them most of the game. They had the lead the majority of the game. I think the Dream had the lead just very shortly once or twice. The Dream did struggle to hit baskets because I think they were just concerned about Caitlyn warming up and they couldn't stop her assists. And I'll say this about the Fever. It's hard to beat them at home. The Fever are a really good home team, not so much road team. But if you beat them at home, it's a tight game. In most cases. I mean, obviously, they could get blown out, sure. But historically, Kiddo said, keep talking about the game. I am. Thank you. I'm not sure if, by the way, guys, if you're just joining me, I simulcast live on TikTok at the same time, and the chat got my software got kind of squeezed, and so the YouTube chat didn't show up. So usually I talk to both chats. So I'm reading the chat. I turned off TikTok, and now I'm just doing you guys. So this is live streaming still. Let's see here. She is the Pistol Pete of the WNBA, Mr. 8658. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I like your style on that. I can see that. Pistol Pete was, you probably know his style better than me. I didn't really study Pistol Pete, but I'm aware of the fast kind of nature, the low balance, right? The kind of shots he would take. But yeah, I mean, she's a natural too. So she should be shooting 17 to 22 shots a game. That's really important. I was telling this other, Lamo earlier on when he was criticizing in the chat, she took 17 shots. I'm like, come on, dude, look, you should do it. Look at what Kobe and Jordan and LeBron statistically averaged over their career lifetime of shots taken. They're all in their 20s. I think Jordan was 25 average a game. Like your job is to take shots when you're the star. Your job is to take shots as a shooting guard. Thanks for watching, double digits viewers, guys. This is the end of my life, but I just can't stop talking about the game. You are supposed to take shots as a 2 guard. Caitlin's a natural 2, not a 1. That was part of the problem with Christie's sides. Play Caitlin at the 1, which was dumb because, yes, she's incredible with the ball and she can pass, but she can do a lot of things. Think about this. She's a better passer. Better scorer than passer, and she's pretty great at both. It's phenomenon. Some of you guys are in the chat now, so let me answer you. Mister, you're there. Cool. Thanks for responding. Thank you. If you would like to subscribe, I'd appreciate that, my friend. My subscriber goal on YouTube was, I think, 8 today. Anybody that claims CC has horrible defense needs to define what boxing out means before I would. Amen. I just said that. Maybe you came in late. This is what I said. If a person says, essentially, maybe you heard me say it, but I'll say it again for those that might not have. If somebody tells me she doesn't play defense, me knowing the game and knowing Caitlin, that's what I think. You don't know what you're talking about. In fact, somebody commented, like this weekend, I had 2,500 comments on all my TikToks. It was crazy. It was 250,000 views. It was a crazy weekend, obviously, right? Somebody posted, she doesn't play good defense. And every once in a while, a comment will pop up and I will, I'll answer the comment, right? And then I'll do a video answer and make it one of my posts. And I didn't think anything would come of it. And I said to the guy, hey, you know what? You need to check out her, look at her stats. She plays good defense. And I said that there's defensive problems as a team and all that, right? Same thing you said. If somebody says that you don't understand defense, boom. I think it was 7,000 views or something like that, 5,000 views, 6,000, something like that, between 4 and 7. I it's hard to remember all. And like 100 comments on people debating her defense. I'm like, it's a thing people are talking about, and they need to watch the games. You're saying, just for reference, Pistol Pete was Michael Jordan's idol when he was a kid and is who he modeled his game after. Okay, I did not know that. Thank you. That's why we do this. I appreciate that. I can see that. Speaking of Jordan, every year I watch Jordan's Hall of Fame speech. It's the most incredible speech you'll ever watch. And it's Michael Jordan telling everybody how mad he is. And about how he wants to beat certain people and about how he had bones to pick. And he just talks shit to everybody. It's the greatest speech ever. And it's all you need to know about Jordan. So, I appreciate you. Make sure you follow me, my friend. You know basketball. On my account, I do a lot of different interviews of all my friends in different like industries. But I'm very focused on football and basketball, just WNBA, not NBA, because they lose me. And I love WNBA. So I also do NFL stuff. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. Mr. said, eventually the WNBA is going to have its own Michael Jordan that grew up watching CC and will put the I see. WNBA is a legitimate competitive sport that can get substantial views on its own merit. You're writing a thesis. I love it. I love sports fans that have history. And that's why you and I, Mr. 8658, that's why you and I have to do what we do for these young people, like these cats earlier on in the comments, that don't understand the game. They don't understand what they're watching. They don't understand history. Maybe you're like this. When I see a thing happen on the court, I always think of, oh my God, that looks like that person. Oh, wow, that's like McGrady. Oh, wow, Vince Carter. Wow, that's like Chris Webber under the hoop, right? The Rain Man, Peyton. Like I think of all these guys from that era where it just was the most incredible NBA. I mean, NBA was incredible up to a certain point where then it turned into everybody's just trying to get social media followers and they get endorsements and they get monetized on social media and they get big contracts just because that's the way it is. And they don't need to play defense or really try hard. And then you watch the finals, not this year because I haven't watched it, but every year I've tried to watch and I stopped last year after seeing 2 freaking open shots for the win without any defense and the guy laying off to let a wide open 3 hit. That's not competition. It's embarrassing. In the men's college game that happened in the Final Four, there was a couple of moments where they just let guys take open shots over their head and hit drain through. I'm like, what are we doing here? There's no pride anymore. There's no ego. There's no competition in the NBA or in the men's college game. It's disappointing. But the men's football, there's a lot of pride in that, and I love that, and that's still competitive. So we have some hope there, but it's problemo. Let's see here. You guys are amazing. All right. Well, thank you, Pistol Pete, Mister Us. It is what it is. You guys are great. Thanks for watching. We still have double-digit viewers, and it's tempting to stay on longer, but it's 11 o'clock Pacific. I've been doing this for more than 2 hours. It's a lot of fun. I love the fever, so I'm going to sign off for you guys. I already got rid of the TikTokers. I promise that I will do my best to make sure I read the chat, and you guys have been just so great. So thank you. Oh, here we go. Mister, you got one more. You're like, people look at the wrong players. Westbrook, Stockton, Olajuwon. You got it. Baylor, Rodman. These were some of the best NBA players, but they did not put up points that ensured victory. Fair enough. I mean, John Stockton is a Hall of Famer point guard. You tell me who's better, top 5. Olajuwon, I mean, you're naming Olajuwon was a scoring machine, so we'll disagree on that. I mean, he invented the dream shake, right? I mean, and then Baylor, Elgin, I mean, Rodman, no, Rodman didn't score. He was different. Okay. Oh, are you talking about maybe their defense? Westbrook will give you that. Stockton played really good defense. It's a different era too. It's a different game. The game is so different. The guys take it very seriously, man. Like, for example, the one thing that drives me crazy is the jersey exchanges after a game. It's more in NFL. That makes me crazy. Like, you're supposed to hate each other. It's competition. It's vicious. You see, back in the day, that never happened. But now, everybody does it. Social media, trophies, money. It's like, it's not about competition because it's so infused with all these other things. And it is what it is. Times change. I'm not going to be get off my lawn. But I just don't think players are mean enough. I don't think they hate each other enough. That's why Jordan is who he is. I think Caitlin Clark hates people too. I think that's what makes her a good player. Everybody needs that fuel, that hate. Was the block leader Elijah? Okay, block. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, Elijah. Yes, Elijah. Okay, I see your point. Because when you think of Olajuwon, you think defense. I get it. Or, you think the dream shake I think of, but I get you. Okay, you're defensive minded. Okay. Stockton for assists. Oh, I see. Baylor for assists and field general. Okay. Olajuwon for blocks. Rodman. Okay, I see. Everybody's got their thing. Okay. I mean, I can pick up what you're putting down. I feel that. Now, in contrast, are you saying that Caitlin Clark and like MJ, people like that, Kobe, for the just examples, are more well balanced? They're known for being like great at everything, because that's true. Certainly with Jordan, defensive player, and he could lock you down, and he was great on both ends. And the Utah Jazz championship was a strip, and then a shot. So defense and offense at the same time. So total game. I can hear that. I can hear you on that. I like that. That's good knowledge. Okay. Well, we're going to wrap. I do got to get a bite to eat. And tomorrow, believe it or not, I got some things going. You guys are great. So I'll just, I'll wrap up. If you'd like to watch the replay, this is archived forever. So you can rewind it and see what we talked about earlier. My name is Jason J. Daniel. Follow me on all the socials. Oh, last thing, Mr. says they were instrumental in playing a specific role to ensure that their team won the game beyond just the stat of the scoring points. And that's my point. If your only stat you can regard with it, that's my point. If your only stat you can, okay, got you. I think I feel you. Your only stats is points. You are actually a fan of the game and understanding what it is that's happening. Yes, you're right. That's right. Okay, I see it. Yes. Basketball is a team sport like no other. It's not individual. You're right. And most people are, I get you. You're in, and maybe you're saying it's the generational contrast where kids are just focused on, okay, they're getting double doubles, right? And they don't understand the total aspect, because back in the day, you would not be on the court unless you could play both sides and you weren't a liability. They were instrumental in playing a specific role to ensure that their team won the game beyond just the stat of scoring points. And that's my point. If you're the only stat you can regard with reverence is points, you're not actually a fan of the game and understanding what it is that's happening. You're right, 100%. And it's not an individual game. It's a team sport. Yes, she has a diverse skill that makes her good at every. Yeah, we agree. I'll say this about that. Like, for example, I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head that. Well, let's use Rodman. Dennis Rodman knows his role. Sure, you're playing, you're a forward, all these things, and rebound, be a presence, push guys around, be very physical. But he developed. So I do believe a player can start out being, okay, these are all these things you do, right? And then a player will develop into the specialty they're really good at. And let's be honest, he got paid for it and he got moved to the Bulls because they needed somebody like him, right? They didn't need his scoring. So it depends on the team. You're right. So he's a cog in the wheel, but also you got to look at the coach, right? Phil Jackson. You got to, he always built team. But again, that's way we think old school strategy like that. So he had to build the team, and you didn't play unless you served a purpose. He was a guy that could do that because he was the GOAT of coaches, and most anybody would listen to him, right? So yes, and he was good at finding players that fit into a schema. I'll give you another example of a current one. Andy Reid is great at that in the Chiefs. They put you right where you need to go, right? But football is more, I guess, individually skill based. When you talk about teams that don't play as a team, like going back to the WNBA, I see too much isolation with the WNBA. And when the Fever starts doing isolation basketball one-on-one, I start losing my shit because that's when I know they're going downhill, because that's when everyone just stands around and like you become a spectator. You have to stay present. So, yeah, I really agree with what you're saying. Now, yeah, Caitlin Clark, I think also because Caitlin was a hybrid, right? She was brought up very young, and all these people were like, do all these things, right? And she was watching all this tape that was available, right? She's watching footage, being a young kid, then eventually digital footage, high school, and then in college. They're very, I mean, her and your school's important. Her school was very big on fundamental basketball. So one of the things, so let me get a drink here. What I can say about what you're saying in general, I would classify it as fundamental basketball, fundamentals. And part of fundamentals, in my opinion, is knowing who you are on the floor and what role you play. Like, for example, if you're a bench player, you're not scoring. You're coming off to play defense, right? Now, if you happen to come off the bench and you can light it up, then usually they call you the sixth man, because that means, hey, you're really great at offensively scoring off the bench, which is hard to do when you're cold, right? Or when you're expected to be a defensive game changer. So I think you're right. What you're saying is intricate, and it's a conversation that people that understand history as well as strategy and skill set. Every steal contributes to the win because you're getting an extra possession over the opponents. Yes. Likewise, every block and rebound gives your team an extra possession and thus adds up. Yeah, 100%. Yes. So, for example, on the stat line today, two examples. One, going with what you said, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Angel Reese had 10 rebounds and 10 points, but she had 5 turnovers. And those turnovers were super critical. And the turnovers, I believe, all resulted in points being scored by the Fever. So you might as well not even score, right? So that's an example of what you're saying. People will look at the younger people, not older people that get it. Younger people will look at the stats in a vacuum. They will not look at how the stats of one person affected the entire game. That's very deep. That's a coach's mindset. So you and I have that mindset. Timpson, for example, came in and had 5 rebounds or something, and nothing else on the stat line. That's Timpson's job. Timpson comes in to also make sure Timpson sets screens. Hines, I forget the other part of her name, but she's there to help Caitlin set screens, be an enforcer. They set screens, right? So they set great screens. That's part of their job. You're right. They come in for certain things they do. Caitlin gets off the ball. Gets separation, not off the ball. Caitlin gets really good separation when Timpson sets picks for her. I like that, right? She's really specialized at that. But again, you come off the bench, you got to contribute defensively, and that's the first place that you can really make a difference, and a coach will give you more minutes if you're getting in there and blocking shots and making it hard on the other team. So we totally agree. Wow, my friend, you're keeping me here just doing some good sports talk. It's a lot of fun. So, guys, I'm about to wrap. Just to let you know, I am going to do I'm doing fever games every 3 games, so I'm doing one show a week. Unless there's a big game or a controversy or somebody really good's coming into town or they're on the road and or if I watch the game and there's something that we got to talk about it, or God forbid an injury happens, then I'll go live. So look for me live after the game. But if you want to check out my live, you got to subscribe. Then you'll get a notification. And also my live will show up in your feed quicker since and also interacting is a great way too to be notified I'm live. If you're on TikTok, I'm Real Jason J. Daniel on TikTok, and I do all sports on TikTok. But on this account, I do a lot of different interviews about different subjects, but it's a heavy sports component, as you can see. So please, guys, consider following me. I really appreciate it. Again, my next show will probably be next Friday, unless something goes on. And check out my channel. Every view counts. I appreciate it. Thank you for interacting with my content. And I hope you guys stay safe. And the next game is Saturday they're at New York. Let's see. Last comments. You said precisely screens do not add to the stat block, but they are integral to successful team. You're right, mister. It's really important that Caitlin gets screen set, which is what they did at Iowa for all the time, because that was their job. Your job is to set a screen for Caitlin and then get straight A's, right? They're students. They're going to do what they're told. But in the pro game, it's tough. And a lot of these ladies weren't taught defense or taught how to set screens, the fundamentals. It's frustrating for Caitlin. I've just subscribed. Thank you, man. And it was nice talking to you. Glad you got recommended. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just really keep it pure. I just want to talk basketball. I love the sport. This is the kind of stuff I would be doing at the bar with you, having a beer. This is the talk we have. And I can't tell you how many times I've just had amazing conversations about sports with random people having a drink, man, watching a game at the sports bar. Some of my most favorite moments where a famous thing went down, I was at a bar with people, and I'll remember how incredible it was. Jordan championship win, I was at a bar. There's so many cool moments. UFCs. I do combat sports too. I will be doing a podcast on the UFC at the White House. That's going to be crazy. So check that out. That's going to be in 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks. So I'll be doing I'll be doing a podcast of that. Some UFCs I'll be doing a live, but it just depends. A lot of the UFCs are kind of mediocre, so some of them I'm just not concerned with. But the White House one should be really interesting for all sorts of reasons, as you know. Thanks for the subscription. You guys take care. Go with God. This is what I like to say. Go with God and be nice to people. Via con Dios. Go with God, and hopefully God will take good care of you. I'm going to end the stream. Guys, thanks for watching. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. And thank you for subscribing. All that means, and interacting, and even a comment. Even if it's a hateful comment, it sends the algorithm a message that this is important and other people should watch it. And that's how we thrive. God bless you guys. See you on the flip side. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for everyone that contributed. And Mister, it was good talking to you.